This is the One Piece Podcast, episode 668 for the week of Monday, April 26th, 2021. My name is Zach.
And my name is Ed.
My name is Steve.
And my name is Alex.
And on today's show, we have very special guests, both hosts for our Fight Together series. I am happy to announce we have Brian Newton, the director for Teen Titans Go, Rick and Morty, and the upcoming Rugrats that will ruin your childhood, apparently. That's the full title you said,
That's the
right?
full title.
That's the full title.
It's confirmed.
That is a reference you'll get in a couple of months. But Brian, good to have you on the show. How are you doing?
I appreciate you being back.
We also have she is a video essayist. Works on Strucci movies. Came on Critical Bitcast, Struggle Session. Everywhere you want to be, Shannon Strucci. How's it going, Shannon?
I'm excited to be here. I really like this chapter, so I'm excited to talk about it.
Good. I'm glad you came on for a chapter you enjoy. That's a good baseline. So there was a lot of news this week, and the most exciting news for me personally was that Alex, you were on something pretty damn special, as well as Stacy and Adil being our news, the main news guy for our website and our social media person, and Stacy, who is in the background getting things ready for YouTube as we speak. And Alex, what was all of that about this week?
So the long and short of it is me and 16 other One Piece fans from around the world recorded us singing We Are, and it was spliced together with Hiroshi Kitadani, a.k.a. the Mr. We Are himself, the guy who sang We Are, like the original opening, and its subsequent re-recordings of it, I guess you'd say. And it was awesome. This happened, this has been in works for a while. Zach, you opened this I guess offer up to anybody in the podcast, and only me and Stacy and Adil were the kind of bit. But I was happy to do it. I was really excited to do it, and the final product looks awesome. The editing is really cool. I went full ham and did the opening narration, which they kept a good chunk of in the video, which is crazy. I didn't expect them to do that. But I was sort of crossing my fingers that they would, because it's a fun thing to do. And,
You did that at Tokyo Tower, I remember.
I did.
Yeah.
I'm an idiot, and I memorized it years ago, and I had to do like 15 different takes for the actual video because I kept stumbling over my words, and it's a lot of Japanese to say.
Alex is usually, I mean, like, I guess you have a little pressure when you're doing that video, but you are actually superb at that monologue at the beginning.
It's easier when you drink.
Yeah, it's much easier when I drink. I think I've got some videos of us at karaoke.
Absolutely.
The opening preamble of that too. So hopefully we'll get to see this at some point in the future. Time to work on those.
But definitely check that out. It's on the official One Piece YouTube channel. And it was really, Alex is featured in like all the promo images doing that cool pose and
wearing his cool glasses.
His cool glasses. Yeah.
The pose is supposed to be Gold Roger at the gallows with the spears in front of him.
That's why I did
now.
That.
Yeah.
Wakanda forever.
The thing that was really weird about it, though, is that I woke up on Saturday morning and my Twitter notifications had exploded.
Yeah.
Because they didn't really tell you when this was coming out or when this was going to be airing or whatever. It was just like, okay, thank you for your submission. Hopefully we'll get a special secret someone to collaborate with this. And I assumed it was going to be Kitadani-san. And it was.
Well, I don't think I got that. Or if I must have not seen that email or forgot about it.
Yeah.
It's that thing where you do something and you forget about it so much later that it's a surprise to you.
He's there to make everybody look good.
Oh no, for sure. He carried it.
Yeah. Kitadani
he's amazing.
We're all huge fans.
So they did a great job editing that video. It looks really great. So please go check it out. It's
fun. I was shocked that I didn't know Kitadani had a Twitter account until that.
Me either.
How is it that passed me by all
I
these
assume he
years?
tweets exclusively in Japanese, right?
Yeah,
Doesn't matter. It's Kitadani. The air about him is just, Yeah.
Kazuki Yao also has a Twitter account, and
I follow that.
Can't speak Japanese, but I love it because sometimes he posts really wacky pictures of his cool clothes.
Sometimes didn't he voice some Frankie figures before? He's definitely done that in videos and stuff on his Twitter.
Oh, probably. He's a character. He's a cartoon, like a real.
Anyway,
cartoon.
now next time we go through all of the versions of We Are Alex, we'll be forced to go through your version as well.
Forced to. I did. I think I did splice together an actual version of it with just me as the vocal track in case I wanted it ever. So
you need to send that over.
Yeah, that might be a Patreon exclusive audio track.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah, that's a great idea. We'll put that on Patreon. And speaking of Patreon, we are gonna get into talking about chapter 1011, the Code of Sweet Beans, today. Piece together trivia at the end of the show. But I do want to mention that Gilbert Gottfried said the 4Kids rapped. Steve, I feel like I have to ask you to talk a little bit about what happened via Cameo this week and who was involved and the craziness.
Well, Zach, it's a funny story. You see, someone commissioned Gilbert
Gottfried will do anything for money.
Yes, he's on Cameo, and he read the lyrics to the 4Kids rap, and oh, Zach, ain't it just lovely? Just check out the footage here. It's a real hoot. Back to you, Zach.
Thank you, Steve. That was a weird thing you just did, but I'll take it. Chef Lubu on Twitter, who is also friends with our own David Bednar and apparently has a very good restaurant. Shannon, weren't we talking about this?
Brew. I've never been there, but it's like you play video games and they have board games. I'd heard of it because I'm a nerd and all my friends are nerds, and it sounds cool. And the food I have heard completely separate from him, that the food is really good for that kind of place. You know,
it's like barcade games.
Yeah, it's like you go there and they have like tournaments. And you play video games and stuff.
If it's next to a record store that looks like a boombox, I might have been there before.
What's the name of it? Why don't we
you
all
might be thinking
Google?
Of Joystick.
Maybe that's it.
This is like North Atlanta. Joystick is like East Atlanta.
Got it.
But I've heard really cool stuff about it. But I meant to go there, and then the pandemic happened. So, but I do plan to go there later. But yeah, I've heard nothing but good stuff about the establishment. And I did not know that the guy who was like the senior manager or something, like did anime posting on Twitter until like this past week. And I was like, oh, he's the one who paid Gilbert Gottfried to sing the 4Kids theme.
A decision I categorically do not approve of. Gilbert Gottfried sing that song.
And I know Kaiser Neko from Team 4-Star also put that to the actual the rap itself, and my response was, "This is just pure evil. This is awful and so well done, but awful."
Why are you doing that to my boy? Why are you doing that to my boy Iago?
Why are you doing that to us?
Speaking of 4Kids and being forced to listen to aspects of it. Alex, you and Steve also forced to watch 4Kids, and we have a new episode of that out, which I'm most of the way through as I sit here. You want to talk a little bit about that series and where you're at?
Sure. In case you're new to the podcast and don't know, Force Watch 4Kids is a Patreon-only podcast where Steve and I talk about the 4Kids dub of One Piece. We've been going through it chronologically. We've done roughly, like 10 episodes so far. We do 4 episodes of the 4Kids dub per episode. We do 1 episode a month. You do the math.
That equals too many episodes.
Yeah, I can't believe I've watched this.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. It's fine. I'm gaining an interesting perspective into the world of anime dubbing. We've got some. I mean, like in future episodes, I think we're gonna have some pretty cool stuff, even more to show you. Just a little bit of a tease, but this particular episode marks the end of the Arlong arc and the beginning of the Rogue Town arc. I'm sorry, Rogue Town. arc, the Rogue Town arc. You know, Rogue Town, home to Captain Chaser. You know him. His pants eat ice cream.
You mean a famous X-Men rogue, Sugar?
That's right. That's right.
Because that's exactly
that Rogue is from.
That's exactly how Alvida sounds in the dub.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
she sounds like Rogue ate some cigarettes. Like she's
Wait until you get the Robin.
Yeah. Oh God, Jesus.
Oh
Christ.
God.
Oh no, I remember.
Yeah,
I remember too.
Anyway, the long and short of it is that we can never have any nice things, and
No.
that's why the 4Kids dub exists. Please listen to the episode. It's a real doozy.
Yeah, it's really one of your best, I think, so far. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed your trip to the mall. It's a great episode, and I really mean this. Hearing them being tortured by this dub is worth every second of listening to it. It's fantastic. It's a great series, and also like I started One Piece like as it was wrapping up the 4Kids stuff, so I really did not experience it in its full war crime. But you know, now is that the word for it? But it's great to hear.
Yeah, definitely.
It's great to hear Alex and Steve going through it, especially since I know Steve knows everything that's about to happen and Alex does not. So it's been interesting. I do want to mention, so please check that out on our Patreon. It's available for all $5 and up. Fight Together is our other series, and I have both of our very esteemed co-hosts here with us. The first episode of our second season just aired, Fascism and Tyranny. Ed was also on that episode. Paula, who's been on the show quite frequently, and Zero, who's written for Anime Feminist, Anime News Network, and many more, are all on that episode. And we are really excited. On May 5th, our transgender representation episode will air for everyone. It is available now on Patreon for anyone who wants to check that out right now. Carol Grant, who was on our last episode, 2 episodes ago, whatever it was, the one before the Forced to Watch 4Kids one that we did. We also have Donnie and V are all on that episode. That is a really great and insightful episode. We learned a lot. I don't know, Brian or Shannon, if you have anything else you want to add.
No, it's just as in opposed to like at the times that we live in, sometimes these episodes feel really topical, but that's also the nature of the world. They'll become more topical later too as shit happens.
Yeah. I think we were just recording our last episode of the season, and we're like, well, I don't know if this is going to be related now, but they'll be much worse and different things later on that we could, I'm sure this will relate to. But please check those out. They'll post a little bit early on Patreon as well. So with all that out of the way, and that was a lot, let's get into the show. And I forgot to mention, this will be my last episode for a little while. I mentioned this before, but I am having a baby at some point in the next few weeks. And so I don't know what my schedule is going to look like. So I am taking like an indefinite leave because I don't know. I'm sure I'll be back soon, but just so that there's no crying. They're always back. I can't, you're right. It's a problem I have, and I've been trying to get treatment for it, but it's not working. But just so that there's no crying baby in the background, I feel like I should take a little reprieve. I think that's everything, though. So let's get talking about chapter 1011.
Okay.
This is the manga recap for chapter 1011, The Code of Sweet Beans. You could read this chapter and all chapters as soon as they come out at shonenjump.viz.com and mangaplus.shueisha.co.jp. They're free, they're legal, available worldwide in in Spanish, in English, in Portuguese, in Indonesian, several others, I assume. So check those out. Anyway, Ed, do you want to talk about the color spread first, unless you have the cover page available? I don't think there was much to talk about.
No, I have the
In
color
that.
spread open here. So,
Let's talk about the color spread. There's a lot to talk about.
well, should I start with Big Nami? Like, Oda's just playing with size at this point. It's
He's never done this before. I like to point
No,
out.
it's crazy. If you go on to the Ichiro staff Twitter account or the Instagram account, there's a video of the process that he did, like his process videos. You know, it shows the drafts that sort of led to this final product, and there's so many there's so many different drafts that came before this where the big thing in the background was a dinosaur or a squid, and it eventually became Nami.
Brian,
I can see that evolution.
Brian, they made a dinosaur, Brian. Dinosaur.
Brady. Oh, no.
I'm folding up my sunglasses right now.
You made Nami a dinosaur, Morty.
Oh, no.
I love Brian as Morty.
It's one of my favorite Rick and Morty bits.
Nami, you should really try a facial scrub for your pores.
Well, what's interesting about this is the fact that, like, normally when Oda does size, he has everything consistent within his world. But, like, there's no reason why Nami's suddenly gigantic.
Also,
Outside of
Frankie
style.
in the
detailed.
Yeah,
you're
like
also
her
Frankie in the
lips.
foreground there.
Yeah.
well,
It's
it's those are Nami-sized glasses, like with Usopp and Robin and Jinbei. They
Chopper
all
and
fit
Brock.
into the class, and like Martini and
So did
Brook and Chopper.
Here's
and
the
Martini
question.
glasses.
She's going to consume the crew. That's what it looks like.
Yeah, she is. She is.
She's
absolutely gonna do
eating
that.
them, and then she's gonna eat me.
Oh my!
Oh my
God.
Okay, I'm leaving.
Man, we should do our own video with Kiridani of us just quoting Troll 2.
That'd be great. So the funny thing about this, right, is that this could speak to many people's fetishes, right? Like,
Oh, definitely.
there's vor, there's
Tiny
whatever
people fetish.
tiny people, there's whatever step on me is.
Mhm.
Does that
That
have
phrasing was really funny.
No, I think it is stepping. It's something.
And hey,
like
look,
that. Yeah.
Sanji and Zoro are flirting.
That's what I
That
was
was
talking
all.
to
Okay.
people on Twitter about. Was it David or somebody? We were talking about,
Yeah.
like, why isn't Sanji looking at her? He's looking at I'm like, okay.
Well,
They're
because
not
Zoro
flirting.
Zoro,
I
some
think-
people too.
I think Zoro stole his candy.
yeah, he
and
stole his
that's why
cookies.
Zoro's
Is like his
smiling.
little
pirouettes.
crappy little pirouette
Well,
cookies.
Yeah.
Well,
I
yeah,
hate those cookies.
He bit
Crappy.
into it.
I love them. Those are delicious.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Disagree.
Hold on.
Disagree.
Hold
Disagree.
on. Crappy.
Yes.
I'm gonna kill you.
Go bake another piece of bread, Zach. Jeez. Yeah.
Are you? I don't know if that's a compliment.
No, it's an insult.
Jesus.
bread.
Bread is delicious.
I don't
Bread
like
is
fun.
amazing. I wasn't allowed to go out. We were quarantined for the last year.
Cookies are better bread. There,
Guys,
I just bake cookies.
Guys, we can all eat food.
Are
You
those
say
boba?
that, but
Yeah.
yes,
those are
that was going to
carbonated
mention that.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Boba. I mean, Boba was
And
a fad,
rainbow.
big fad 2 years ago in Japan
But why are they in
Was
a
it?
carbonated martini drink? They're like big fat
because they.
multicolored.
I don't think that's a
boba.
martini.
Well, so boba, there's a couple different kinds of boba. There's the ones that are filled with jelly. That's what I imagine
The
those are.
popping boba.
Tapioca, I always
Yeah.
thought was the main one, right?
It's jelly.
Look how messy Brooke is being. He's just pouring it like into his lower
It's
jaw.
disgusting.
I mean, he
Yeah,
can't.
Di-
It always
David
eats
mentioned-
messy. That's
It's not like he can
consistent.
feel it. Like he's.
Look at his hat.
He's got it on his head.
His hat has cream
Look
on
at his
it.
No, no,
skull.
no.
He's got ice cream on his forehead.
Guys, what's with his pants?
Oh,
Great.
it's checkered.
His pants are brought to you by the letter 7. I mean,
Okay.
shit.
So
He's totally the guy on those commercials that wants you to save money on your taxes.
No,
and he's here to help.
you guys don't
Oh yeah,
understand.
that guy.
Oh, you mean Bethesda resident Matthew,
Matthew
Lesko?
Lesko.
This is
whose
a
car I
secret
see-
message.
Whose car I see parked often in Adams Morgan?
Does he have
I saw
numbers
him
or
at
question
the-
marks on it?
Yes.
Yeah, it does. It's a
Okay.
little Mini Cooper with question marks. It's crazy.
Yeah, he was at I saw him at that ice cream place. Wasn't I with you guys when we saw that guy at the ice
That's a
cream
weird
place?
coincidence.
That is a weird coincidence.
No,
Oh my
you're
God.
missing the point. Oda's giving us
Yes.
he's telling us that there's going to be 11 crew members. That's what Brooks pants mean.
Oda's also telling us that we can get free money from the government.
I'm surprised he didn't go with soft cream and they actually see you soft serve.
So,
yeah.
so we should talk about the little blurb, right? Because it's like it's almost as if a draft of one of Oda's author comments.
Mm.
It is like an author comment.
Yeah.
I do have to say, so soft serve is what we
Well,
call it here. Is
yeah.
that not called that?
What-
Is
what-
soft cream a thing?
Oh, we see in upstate New York, we call them twirlies.
Okay, I'm done.
What is it, Ed? Please, what does it say?
Yeah,
It
what-
says it's difficult to think anything but pleasant thoughts while eating a soft serve.
No. What he meant is, how would you say it in an Oda Deep Thoughts voice?
Well, all right.
Basically that.
It's difficult to think of anything but pleasant thoughts while eating a soft serve.
Suntory time.
Frankie's hair. It looks like
Yeah.
Yeah, Frankie's hair is
Poop
good.
emoji.
I think it says candy bar on Sanji's shirt.
Yep.
Oh, I've been trying.
Oh, that
I
is
was
what that
wondering,
says.
yeah.
Jinbei's kimono looks like it has blue raspberries on it.
I can't believe. You would think Jinbei would have more self-esteem than to go
I love him
swimming with a
just-
shirt on.
I always think I always think it's
Good point.
adorable when Robin's in an inner tube.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And she is also using her power there.
Jinbei
to
chomping
read
the
while-
cone like a cigar. Look at that. He's a man.
Well, that-
He's also sharing the
true.
hot tub with Robin.
And
Further-
Usopp.
Ooh. Oh
further evidence of yeah.
It's evidence
Robin?
of nothing. His clothes are on.
no! He is wearing a robe. That is not the same as just
Zach,
regular old clothes.
just because it's called a bathrobe doesn't mean you wear it in the bath.
What?
we are totally all over the place with this. I do want to point out that the colors are magnificent.
I think
Yeah, it's
this
a good
is
looking
Straight to
spread.
next year's calendar.
yeah. Oh, I hope
Summer.
I hope this is the summer one and not like
Yeah.
not like Nami like going down on like a bottle of water or something. I'm kind of
Oh, that one is that one's something. That one's something.
I love this one. This might be my favorite of the last couple of years. I think the colors are great. Just the composition. Like, I don't even have a problem with the composition. It's great.
It's pretty good.
I love looking at this one. I could keep looking at this. So I would
Yeah.
love to have this in the color spread calendar.
It's got a lot
And-
of energy to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super vibrant. And with a giant Nami, what he did is he kind of treated it more like I don't want to use the term realistic, but like more of like a
Yeah.
caricature. Like he's obviously using techniques that are more in
Advance.
well,
like,
less
like-
less stylistic.
Well, like you can see
Traditional.
her like her top lip is like defined with some makeup, but also like that little indentation under her nose is also
Yeah.
Yes.
defined.
Mhm.
Yeah.
It looks like when he would draw
Realistic
the
things.
inner flaps of the
Yeah.
volume.
Yes.
Mhm.
Well, he actually
Similar
a
style.
few years ago, I think when he was first experimenting on the iPad, he drew this Nami that looked like hyper realistic, and this really reminds me of that drawing. It is Oda's I guess less stylized version of his like drawing, or I guess like his more evolved. I don't like.
It's also
I don't want to
'cause
use
she's-
a.
It's
Yeah,
also
go
because
ahead.
she's larger and you can see more details, and he wants to convey the fact that she is not like just drawn bigger,
Yeah.
but she's literally a bigger person.
Yeah.
It's also interesting how no one is reacting to that.
This is actually the second time Oda's had a straw hat consume other straw hats or with ice cream of some
That's
sort.
true.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
the
That was a jump
with
cover.
Luffy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's also the cover of one of the calendars from a long time ago.
It's
So I'm
funny
looking
how
at,
they're always consumed as ice cream. Brian,
Oda loves
I'm not
ice cream,
Brian,
I'm
Alex. Yeah.
So I'm
Ice
looking at
cream
some
and
of
a
the other
smoke.
shirts. If I were to guess, Luffy's shirt says something like "eat." And Shopper's shirt looks like it says "shart."
You always say that. I want to take a chance. I want to assume
T-shirt.
I want to assume it says
Earth
Luffy shirt.
Day.
Yeah, Luffy's shirt says Earth Day.
Earth Day 2021. That's what it says on Luffy's shirt. No one correct me on that. I want to ask, and it's completely related-ish. But is Carvel like the most famous soft serve place in most of the country?
No, Dairy
Carvel's
Queen.
not soft serve.
Dairy Queen.
Yeah.
No,
I wouldn't-
Carvel is soft serve.
No, they're ice cream
Absolutely.
cakes. I wouldn't call.
Oh
it, I
no,
wouldn't
not the
call it
cake.
soft serve.
But if you go to a Carvel,
No.
they
Dairy
serve
Queen is
soft
much
serve.
more known as soft serve.
Okay.
Don't
What's
we
your
have like
point, Zach?
Baskin Robbins?
No, I was
That's not
wondering
soft
if there
serve.
were.
No, that's
Okay.
regular old.
No,
ice cream.
that's hard serve.
If you go to the
serving
Boardwalk,
hard
there's
time.
Core Brothers.
I guess I'm
there's,
just a Philistine, I guess.
What's your point, Zach? Why are you asking?
I was curious about ice cream culture around
Just
the
wanted to
country.
name
Oh my
drop.
god.
Just wanted
There's
to
a lot
name
of
God.
drop.
Dairy Queen in the
Carvel.
South.
People love
Yeah.
Froyo and Boba. They go together.
Yeah, Boba's great too.
Yeah, there's no Dairy Queens in California. We just get Orange Julius.
Orange Julius. Okay. Any other comments?
I do think that there's a Dairy Queen in Arcadia if you want to go there.
Yeah,
Why aren't we there right now? Come
No
on,
one-
everybody, let's
no
go.
one goes to Arcadia.
That's gonna do it for the manga recap. My name is Zach.
We're gonna go eat ice cream and leave. Ed, you could stay and read the first page of the chapter.
Okay. Here we go. All right. So
I don't even.
why do I even bother?
I meant to hit my mute button and I hit that.
No,
instead.
bullshit. Bullshit.
No way. I don't believe it for a second.
This family's its family's falling apart.
Guys, I'm gonna be back. I'm not leaving forever. It'll be okay.
Yeah, he's just gonna get a pack of cigarettes.
Me and Jimbei are gonna head out and get some cigarettes, and you may see us again. Who knows?
Few years.
In a few years. Ed, now uninterrupted. What's happening on the first page of chapter 10-11?
Well, Kid is concerned. He's like, it can't be good. And Killer notices that's one perky old bag. And on top of that, shut up. Let's get out of here. Enough talk. And they leave a giant hill of debris behind them, fleeing. Or is he pulling that with
bunch
him?
Of little,
Yeah.
like a little rascals. Yeah, it's following him because it's magnetic.
Kid's like
personality.
Pigpen.
Yeah.
With screws and cogs.
Brian, are you saying it's his personality that's magnetic and not his devil fruit?
It hasn't been confirmed he has a devil fruit yet.
Yeah, that's true. But he continues out. Wait a second. I thought we captured the lightning already.
And oh yeah.
But as Big Mom is charging up, like bad stuff is about to happen.
Yeah, and what a freaking cool panel on page at the top of page 4 here. Time to test you out, Big Mom proclaims. Show me your power, Hera. And Greek god of lightning, I'm assuming.
No, marriage and childbirth.
Interesting.
Also, Zeus's wife.
Marriage and childbirth have a lot of similarities to a thunderstorm. You know what? I'll tell you in a couple weeks. You know what? I don't think I'll be able to tell you that in a couple weeks, but I'll ask about it. Anyway, here is Hera, and presumably here, with the little heart emojis. I don't know, very effeminate version of Zeus, a little less lackadaisical, a little less stoner-y. And we have Killer and Kid not quite prepared for Fulgura. Do any of you know the translation? I forgot to look that up. I should have looked that up. Oh, it's in Roman mythology, the female personification of lightning. That makes sense.
That's cool.
That's neat.
Yeah. I'm glad I have Google.
That's a good thing you did. I would have been like, oh yeah, Fulgor, the main character of the Killer Instinct fighting game franchise.
And I want to say, I don't know how many times I've said this on this podcast, but Oda is at his best when he is making any sort of like lighting effect, like a laser beam or lightning, because I love his shading.
I just want Hera to be like Miss Pac-Man. It's just Zeus with a bow
With a
and
little
some
bow and
lipstick.
eyelashes.
But I think this is what
God.
Prometheus was asking for. He's like, "Hey, Big Mom, can you make me a little, something, something?"
Ooh.
I was wondering if it looks like she's wearing glasses, so in my mind she kind of looks like God, which Kaio from Dragon Ball was it? The female one? Is it the North one? No.
Oh,
East,
yeah.
East one? Yeah,
Yeah.
the East Kaio.
Mhm.
She's like an Obasan.
Yeah.
I'm judging by the I do wonder if that's the if that's what he's going for. Can't wait to see.
I'm
the
very
full,
curious.
full design. Yeah.
What a fun this I'm very excited about everything with Big Mom, but this in particular is cool. Anyway, we move to a different part of the roof where Zeus is still stuck in a box and doesn't know what's going on. And
My
the
Zeus, a box.
You've been waiting a very long time to make that joke.
No one said it last week, so.
Yeah, I know. So Zeus realizes the box came loose. And he looks like he always does with a little stupid hat. And they should put the hat on top of the box, and it literally would have been that joke, Steve.
That would have been funny.
That would have been funny. And Law says, Law is picking up Zoro as Zeus is like, "Mama, where are you? I'm coming to save you. Don't worry. I'm sure I'm not too late." And Law says, "Well, kid's power must have weakened." And either thinks to himself or whispers, "Big Mom's gotten back to the castle, then we really don't want her to come searching for that cloud. So I'm going to leave you alone. Leave you here." I think he's talking to Luffy here.
Mhm.
"I'm leaving," not Zoro, who is completely knocked out. "I'm leaving you here alone and taking everything else, Straw Hat." And that's really the sign that he's talking to Luffy there, if you look carefully. Anyway,
Subtle.
subtle, but you could tell. Anyway, they all pop out of frame, and we see Luffy standing there who says, "Sure." It's like, "Oh, you already left. Okay, I guess." And Kaido's hand, his claw hand in the foreground. Clawhador. That's the name of his claw hand. Shannon.
Kaido stands up, and he's is it Luffy who's breathing heavy, or is it Kaido the speech bubbles?
I think it's Luffy.
I think it's Luffy, yeah.
And then Kaido laughs and says, "I can tell you're enjoying yourself. The more precarious the situation, the bigger your smile." Like, it's definitely Luffy, and Luffy's still like, but he has a huge grin on his face. And they're almost like connecting while they're fighting. Like, the dynamic here is super interesting. And then Kaido says, "Is that right?" And then he comes forward to try to hit Luffy, and they have like a big dramatic fight that rings out.
I'm assuming Luffy's using like his future sight there in that bottom right. Because he
to see
sees
it
something's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes
Mhm.
sense.
That makes sense. But I like the dynamic between them. That's what stuck out to me with these pages, especially compared to some other One Piece villains who he's just mad at the whole time. It's like they're enjoying fighting each other a little bit.
And Oda's definitely using a lot of that. What are we even going to call this? Like Conqueror's hockey pillows? Like the thing that separates the two of them or stops them from touching.
I mean,
Mhm.
Luffy calls him My Pillow guy. He's a My Pillow guy.
No, I'm not going to call this episode that.
Okay.
I
tried.
You did. Brian, what's next?
Oh wait, is Shannon done with the page?
Do you want to talk more about
the fight?
The fighting? Talk
Okay.
about the fighting, Shannon.
What
That's why
about the
we're
fighting?
here.
It looks
Yeah, the
really cool.
fighting.
I do like Oda's heavy inks, especially like earlier on in the series. He had sort of more clearly defined black and white stuff. I mean, I like his art style throughout different parts of the series, but like that last panel of the giant skull with the heavy shading and the lines coming off of it.
Yeah, he does. He's been doing that a lot in this arc, but
Heavy
also
metal.
within
I
this
really
chapter.
like it.
Yeah.
I really like how it looks. More so, I
80
mean, I like his sketchier stuff too, but I like the very clearly. I like heavy inks anyway in comic
Yeah,
art.
me too.
Looks
Mhm.
really cool to me.
It looks like an 80s metal video with the.
Yeah.
No?
Mhm.
I mean, all the skulls.
Yeah.
Skulls, the dragon imagery,
The
all the lightning.
dragon.
And
It's all
stuff.
there. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right, Brian.
All right.
Now
All right,
we could go.
So when we cut to a new scene, 3rd floor, Team Kid Killer. I don't write it.
Tama, look out.
No, you should-
Steven probably shouldn't have translated it like that, but I'm not gonna
No, he knows
tell
what
him
he's
what
doing.
to do. Oh, okay.
it should be called Team Killer Kid.
Oh, you're right.
But Kid probably doesn't like his name being
Second.
the
He's
latter.
the captain.
yeah.
But in
He is
Japan,
the
it
captain.
goes the other way around, right? For partnerships, the later one is the more important one.
Absolutely, that's how it works. Yeah.
Can I
It's all
have a
naming
rim shot,
conventions.
please, Alex? I need a rim shot here.
Alex isn't here. Okay. Half a rim shot. So we continue it. Kid goes, damn it, that really blasted us. Where are we? And then Killer responds like, somewhere inside the castle. She's not chasing. And then like the hole it created, I think Kid says, the hole it created was so big, she probably can't even tell where we landed. And in the distance, we hear, Kid. So I think it was Big Mom winding up. So she's not on this floor though. And then Kid goes, let's hurry down. We can't let her team up with Kaido again. And then a couple of Kaido's goons come running in the distance, following Kid and Killer. He's like, that's Captain Kid and Killer. Let's take them out. And then we hear a move, and then something whizzes by Kaido's henchman, and it's Straw Sword. And like the sword looks like it's weaving to catch both Killer and Kid, but they just like kind of like whip out the way and dodge it. And they cut to a new panel where it's like Hawkins retracting, I think.
Yeah.
Retracting the sword. And then it's like boom, big Hawkins with standing in front of Kaido's men, in front of Kid and Killer. And then Kid goes, so you've come slithering out to finish us off, huh? Just like a traitor would do. And then Hawkins responds with a, don't forget, I was betrayed by Oppo too, just like you. All I did was avoid a fight I was certain I would lose. You did well to survive after that.
Trying to pin what that voice is.
I don't know. I'm just
Alex.
doing serious
No, it's
man.
fine. No, it sounds like Serious Man. Hawkins is Serious Man.
Well,
Alex here.
Hawkins in A Serious Man. I guess that makes Apu Sai Abelman. Anyway.
A joke like 5 people are gonna laugh at.
Yeah, it's a film Twitter joke. All right. Killer tells Kid to keep going. Don't let Big Mom go unchecked. And with a grr, Kid leaves. He runs with his giant trail of metal
Garbage.
Call it
Garbage.
garbage. It's
his-
fine.
yeah,
It's called garbage.
his trash trail following him.
Trash trail.
Wherever he
Okay.
goes, trash follows. And he says, "You got this." And the
I love that.
schmucks are like, "Hey, Kid ran off." And then we see that Hawkins is transforming into his scarecrow form, but it looks like he's got like multiple legs now. He looks really cool, actually. He looks like
Yeah. I
a
like this.
creepy beastie. As he scuttles towards Killer, he says, "I appreciate that. I could not have beaten both of you." And Killer says, "At least you know your role here. You play a good lapdog." So right now we have a showdown of the 2 worst supernovas vying for the title of second worst.
We're talking a lot of shit for like being the worst.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I do think that Hawkins has an edge because I think he looks cooler.
I don't know, but Killer's witty. I think Killer's wittier than Hawkins. So there's that. Well,
I don't know. I
look at that.
I love how creepy he looks. He
Yeah.
looks like a weird, like a weirdo.
I think this is the first time we've seen that design since the time skip as well.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Not
Oh,
that
this
particular
one?
design.
Yeah,
he
because
doesn't-
before we saw his little like voodoo doll.
Oh yeah, you're right. The voodoo doll. That's a good question. I don't know. Yeah.
I think so.
You might be right. Yeah.
so
Some sort of Spider-Man.
His hands are so spooky with the nails in his nails.
I love it.
That-
yeah.
He had that in the previous version too, but like he
did.
did
Are we
not
sure-
have the multiple legs. That's
Yeah.
new.
He has more
Are we
legs
sure
now.
he didn't whip this out towards the beginning of Wano, or was that the other one with like the big?
That's the big one.
No, that was
Yeah,
Brian is right. That's the
Yeah, it's the one swinging around like a piece of wood with a nail.
Yeah.
sticking out of it.
I think at most we saw him about to transform maybe when he was going up against Kaido. Like we saw the straw starting to crawl down his face, but we did not see his full form.
The good news is that if we're wrong, everyone will be yelling at us about it.
Oh, yeah,
and that's
we'll
what's gonna. Yeah, we'll
It's
know.
fine.
We'll
Bring
know.
it. I don't care.
Either way,
Please direct your messages to Brian. Go ahead, Alex.
as he looms over Killer, Hawkins says, "Call me whatever you like. Your chances of dying here are 92%. Poor Hitokiri Kamazo," as he reminds us of the character that Killer was for about 2 chapters.
That's like calling Kane Isaac Yankem.
There's a wrestling joke for you.
Fake diesel.
Yeah.
This is a very, this podcast has something for everyone: wrestling Twitter and film Twitter. So
I'm not in either.
Killer says, "More fortune telling? Well, fortune favors the bold. Fwa fwa fwa. A man makes his own luck. Billy Zane, Titanic."
And that's when Killer took out his gun.
Killer takes off his helmet and he has a butt cut. So they have 2 panels of them facing off with a doom. "Best of luck to you, Killer," says Hawkins, and Killer says, "Go to hell. I don't need a single ounce of your luck." So, pretty cool.
I thought that was cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is a really good matchup. I do want to see Hawkins kind of go all out with his power. Like, I wonder if those legs, those like weird spider legs, are just multiple scarecrows that are just sort of together, like that weird flock of birds that looks like a weird Lovecraftian.
Oh yeah.
Horror beast.
Oh God, what is that called? I know what you're talking
Murmur or something. Of birds?
Yeah, something like that.
about. Yeah.
Well, there's a murder of crows.
Yeah.
But the one thing I'm a little nervous about is, and this whole chapter is kind of a sign of it, is that all these fights are kind of weaving into each other. And this is one I really would like to see, because I do want to see more of these characters. We joke around a lot that they're the worst and second worst, but it's because we don't know anything really about them. That's part of the issue.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully we'll get to see them square off at some point. But in the meantime, back to the second floor. Tama, Usopp, Nami, and they're on top of Kamachio, being chased by Page One, who is now grabbed a hold of Kamachio's tail and riding on Usopp. Nami says, "Gah! The Dino Man jumped on the tail."
He's hugging his butt.
Yeah. Usopp is saying, "What'll it take to knock him out, and how many shots of it? His toughness is out of this world." And we get a shot of Page One's face. And he says, "And when will you finally give up?" So everybody in this panel is pretty tenacious.
Bartender, 3 whiskeys. I mean, what'll it take to knock him out? How many shots of it?
Yes.
I get it, Steve.
And Usopp, Nami, tears in their eyes. I was going to say snot coming out of their nose, but I think they're not at that point yet. But they're gonking and whacking Page One with their weapons again and again, saying, "Never, we're not dying here. Get off, you big lizard." And now he's like, "Get out of here." And I think this is Nami saying, "Aim for the weak spots, Usopp." And Usopp's temple jaw, Adam's apple.
No, that's 2 different. No, the temple, the jaw.
The temple, the jaw. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, the temple jaw. My jaw is a temple.
Steve is part of the square jaw tribe, so he thinks of
I
his
am.
jaw as a temple. Yeah.
Yeah, Machikaku is my cousin. Adam's apple. And wouldn't you know it, Usopp hit Page One right in the solar plexus.
That does hurt.
Eyeballs, nostrils, erg. And I'm pretty sure that's Page One struggling as he latches on to the butt of
Kamachio.
Kamachio. I almost said Kamachio, which
Kamachio.
wrong, but Kamachio.
Kamachio!
Don't say you're lying.
Get off of my Kamachio!
Kamachio, you will come in now. You don't be running around at the night. The pound are gonna take you away.
It's
They ought
spelled
to get
like
a comma for
Pinocchio,
that-
right?
for that
It's,
boy, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Come on, don't you lie.
Don't you lie.
I would never kill you.
And Tama says, "Hang in there, Kamachio. We're almost there."
Never can never
And-
pronounce his name.
Oh, Machi, hey.
And this is, and I was about to say, humans are the only animals that sweat. So Kamachio here is, he's kind of bending the rules of science here because he's sweating and panting because that's how he's using.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
that's what dogs do to calm them,
No, but
to cool themselves off.
he's a lion dog
Mhm.
/ whatever. So maybe mystical beasts, sweat.
Or-
Factual
but-
importance.
Or he's just
no,
a
well, you-
lion dog.
Ah.
Oh,
Well, you do know
Like
that
Pinocchio.
dogs have to stop running to pant. They can't run and pant.
It's
So,
Camachio the lion dog. I like it. Okay.
Kamachio must be like ready to pass out here if he's doing both.
he's herfing.
He's herfing and morphing.
He's
And wheezing.
he's herfing, wheezing, and woofing. But Thomas says, if we could just reach the stage in the open area, I could give a command to all the enemy fighters that Horselina helped me feed millet dumplings to. If they all join our side, then my job is done here. Case closed.
Dude,
As long as I can help out,
Go ahead.
as long as I can help out, I don't care what happens to me. We just gotta get to the stage, and then
She's so cute.
and self-sacrificing. But Nami and Usopp immediately turn around in anger and say, "Don't be ridiculous." And Nami says, "Yeah, me and the old guy are here to protect you." And Usopp's like, "What the f? I'm only 19."
And he's
I'm
younger than
younger than
Nami.
you.
yeah,
Oh, she's 20, right?
Yeah.
That, by
I'm
the
2
way,
years younger than you.
might be one of the most relatable panels in this series. I feel like recently it's the this old guy here. Oh, I'm not that old.
She was like, this boomer here and I are supposed to protect you.
Come on, this is a middle-aged podcast.
Yeah. Wait
Yeah.
a second. We're all in our 30s here.
I think
Don't-
I think I push it up a little more.
Brian is taking our mean age up here.
Well, that depressed me. But Thomas says, "But I'm so scared. I can't go on much longer." And I wish we had
this a
Steven
pep
here. Well, I wish we had Steven here to translate, but we don't. So Kamachio is just saying "woof, woof, woof," and the
Bark,
complexities
No
bark,
of
one here.
Woof, woof, bark, bark.
Perf.
I
It's like
speak fluent.
Kamachio. Thomas stuck in a well.
See, I speak fluent dog. It is. I would like to eat now and piss anywhere I can.
And Usopp says, "Sorry to worry you, Tama. I'll take care of this." And we see page one, who's taking a bite out of crime out of Kamachio's tail. But Usopp says, "Get down! Special attack! Green Star! Firework flowers!"
I
and
think
kaboom!
I think Joe pointed out this would be. Please correct me if I'm wrong. Hanami Hanabi. Is that the joke?
Oh,
Would
that
be
sounds
the
right.
Japanese?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. That sounds. That would be my guess.
Cool.
Yeah. Because there's.
Why couldn't they just leave that in?
Oh my god.
Now that you explained the joke to me, why couldn't they just leave?
All right. So the explosion continues on to the next page, and Nami is feeling the heat. And so I'm like, come on, I don't have any close range weapons, but I'll take him out anyway. He's got
I'm a sniper.
yeah. So he's got this attack.
That's what
He's got
I do.
a special attack, a green star, and all these little pine cones are flying all over the place. They're hitting page one, and Oda has clearly been watching slow-mo footage of grenades exploding, because that's exactly what this is. Like
Oh yeah.
the fragment
fragment, yeah.
grenades, and
I mean, it also helps that it's a pine cone, so
Oh, yeah.
it's already kind of fragmented like that.
it looks it's
True.
the
My
same thing.
pine.
But
Okay.
so they and then they all go boom. They are exploding pine cones. We get this cool effect as Komachio is running away, and he's got the shadow all over down his
More
face.
inking. Yeah, more inking here.
Also, for the kids in the audience, grenades are also referred to as pine cones because of their shape.
Right.
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
I didn't know.
Yeah,
that.
like
Yeah.
in Vietnam, grenades.
Oh.
Solid Snake also refers to him as pine cones at the start of Metal Gear Solid.
So Usopp, after the shooting all the pine cones and they explode, and he's doing this cool pose, and he's like, "How do you like them cones?" And he immediately
That's the same thing everyone said to Nami on the color spread.
I like them
Can I
guns.
can I get a sound effect here, Alex, please? I mean, why else even have to?
Sorry.
There you go.
But immediately after looking cool, Usopp makes a stupid face. Look at that. Huh? Yeah. Nope. Page 1 is still up. He's wheezing. He's hacking. But he's back on his feet again. And Usopp remarks that, how tough are these dinosaurs Owens anyway? Yeah. And Page 1, on the other hand, says, I'll rip that nose off.
Have we ever heard that threat to Usopp?
No,
Like,
no.
I kind of, that's great. And, we could give Page 1 all the flack we want. Pay. But that is a great line.
I felt that in my nose. I really did.
I did? Yeah, I'm like, ooh, no, that's not what the game you play with babies is supposed to be. Don't actually rip it off. Ooh.
You would have to have a really long thumb to make that convincing trick for Usopp.
I'm like, imagine. There's only one person who could do that, and that's Luffy.
Get the thing longer. We would need that.
But with his
longer.
the thumb longer.
You mean from Futurama?
Yeah.
But Usopp remarks, if only those millet-dumplings worked on anything but smile users. I mean, they're useful, but not that useful. On the other hand, that's less important now. The next panel, Big Mom wanders into this. She's chasing after kids. She wanders into the scene, and everything just sort of stops.
Great.
It's one of my favorite panels.
This is like one of my favorite
Stop
panels in a while.
stare at
This
Big
is
Mom.
great.
Great panel.
Yeah.
This is like
Big Mom.
a
kaiju.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's a kaiju panel.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh,
She's like
yeah.
lumbering.
Yeah.
A lumbering dinosaur.
I wanted to take a guess that like kind of this is supposed to be in motion because
Yes.
Kamachio is running, and as like the buildings are passing or passing in the background,
Yep.
you get to this opening, and then that's where just Big Mom just happens to be walking.
And then you hear
it's
dun 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 dun.
It's very,
dun, dun, dun.
Totally from a Godzilla
this,
movie.
Oh my
this
God.
Chapter, this chapter has it all. It's got Big Nami and Big Mommy.
I would love it if it was like Big Momzilla, where she like literally had that sound effect here.
Like the-
Wait,
Yeah, the whole thing.
Skreonk.
yeah,
The Skreonk. Skreonk, thank you.
Wow, I was just clearing my throat.
That would be great. What a great gag that would be.
Only Usopp and Nami are screaming, though. Tama, on the other hand, recognizes.
Big Momzilla comes down and says, it's you, the cat burglar and the one with the long nose, the Straw Hats crewmates. And you get, as they both are knocked into coherence. And just emotionally, though. And you have, hi, Olin. And Tama looks at the giant woman kaiju and waves because, it's Olin. And Big Mom responds, why if it isn't Otama, whatever are you doing in such a dangerous place? And I like this because this is not as a Jewish person, mother mode does not usually mean quite what Big Mom is doing here. But it says, she's going into mother mode now. Every now and then with the little children, she does that.
Oh,
I
even
think we
Olin's,
all-
even Olin's pose, she's like reaching out for like, Mommy,
Yes.
pick me up.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's true.
Hey,
She is.
we all go into mother
Yeah.
mode sometimes. Like I used to go into mother mode when all my friends got too drunk and I was way more sober than them.
That's true, actually.
Homer, don't you eat this pie?
I'm almost always Steve's mother mode.
What?
No, when we go out,
You're my
I'm not your.
you're my mother mode? Like
Yeah, aren't I your Jewish mother? Isn't that the joke?
Is my mother mode? Did you set my mother mode to Zach? I'm confused by that phrasing.
I love the idea that it's like a console that you could switch. Anyway, yeah. So interesting enough, Big Mom does remember her lost memory phase, but at the same time, I don't know the whole thing. Whatever. Anyway, Tama says, I was worried about you, Olin. You just left Udon all of a sudden. What happened? Did something happen? And Nami and Usopp are shocked that Otama is friends with Charlotte Lunlin here. And she leans down, gives a big grin, and Big Mom says, thanks for your help while my memory was lost, Otama. And Tama's thankful that, oh, you remembered everything. That's great. And Big Mom responds, I never forget how that busybody Otsuru, from that grimy little Okobore town took me in.
Man,
Sorry,
Big Mom's just throwing shade. That's just like a classic old lady, like, oh yeah, that busybody over there.
Yeah. Well, when
Yeah.
Olin arrived in Okabore town, she said, like, damn, bitch, you live like this?
Oh my god, I love we're getting this whole other catty side of,
and then
Big
Tsuru's like, well, it's better than having like a sticky backside. Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Sorry, my house isn't made out of chocolate, all right?
Oh god, that whole discussion just made me love Big Mom another 10 notches there. Anyway, said, and I never forget the tasty flavor of the of that tiny serving of Hoshiruko, probably large for the normal individual. And Tama sits down and looks upset because she remembers the Okabore town isn't there anymore. By the way, for those who don't remember, Okabore towns literally like they mean like slum towns, I think, something along those lines. And Big Mom's shocked.
We all know the famous Billy Joel song "Okabore Town." So
exactly. And Big Mom is surprised that it's not, and we see everyone's favorite character, Hold'em, holding a person, as Hold'em does. And says Tama continues that the people there lied and said they ate all the food that they got from the samurai the night before the big raid. So Kaido's followers, Hold'em, he doesn't get a name anymore. Kaido's follower, burned it all down to the ground. They're traitors. Burn them in their houses. Is what's said in the background there. And Big Mom is shocked. What? How could this happen? And you see Suru, the little busybody from the shop. Remember? Steve, you remember the busybody Suru from the shop? No?
Yeah. I can't believe she lives like this.
Anyway, Big Mom holding the Oshiruko, saying how it's sweet and tasty. You can see how tiny it is in her hand there. And noting now Tama and I guess Osuru probably as well, noting how cute and great that Olin looked with her slightly modified hairdo.
And her rouge. Her little makeup.
And her rouge, yeah. And meanwhile, Tama talking about the town, just thinking about how execute the entire town, burn it to the ground. It is on fire in her memory there, and Tama is distraught. And we go straight to Big Mom, shaded, angry, pissed. Kaido's followers did that to the town that was nice to me? No one's nice to me. And here comes Dinosaur Man. Tama exclaims, and is this who is the one saying this? Big Mom, go away, we're in the middle of something?
I think that's Usopp or Nami.
Yeah, I
We're in the
wasn't
middle of
quite
something.
sure.
We're dealing with something right now.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
we're
Also,
going.
Yelling at page 1.
Yes.
Yeah. who lost his Shinsuke Nakamura hair?
In that
yeah.
panel. In
Oh,
that
forgot
panel.
to,
Just
forgot
that
to draw it
panel.
there. Or maybe it's like waving in the back.
No, he
it's-
forgot to draw it.
It's not there.
Yeah.
I also like Big Mom's hands in that panel. I didn't notice it the first time I
Oh,
read it.
yeah.
Her fists
Oh, yeah.
in anger with her little cute fingernails.
This is going to be us talking about Big Mom for 20 minutes when we're
I
done.
love Big Mom so much.
Anyway, last page, Brian.
Yeah, and so it's page 1 coming in. It's like, Big Mom, perfect timing. Don't let them get past you. And then I think it's Nami or Usopp going, run, Kamichio. And he goes, woof. And then he's like, page 1 goes, too late, you're done for, because he saw Jurassic Park. And then
look at Camachio's face there. Look at his eyes.
He's a little worried.
The fear in his eyes.
He's a little well, Zach, it's his ass.
His ass is on the line.
That's true. His ass. It is his ass.
And then we cut to Big Mom revving up a Conqueror's Hockey fist infused. Don't you know that even in a cruel world of pirates, there's still a code of honor, you clowns! Bam! And what were we calling it? A pillow punch into page 1's neck. Whenever
not
whenever.
Not only that is she's using Rio.
Yeah, that's what
yeah.
we're talking about.
Well, yeah, it's Conqueror's infused hockey.
The Conqueror's hockey, yeah.
Yeah, it's big. Whenever Big Mom loads up her rings on one fist and just lays down the hammer, it's always a good.
Punched him right in the neck.
So cool. Yeah.
Man,
And-
poor page 1. He's just a punching bag.
Pretty much.
This entire arc. I think
we'll get
almost
there.
everybody's gotten a turn to go at him.
I haven't.
And would you know it, Big Mom punched page 1 deep into the solar plexus.
Mm. more
yeah,
the
Brian,
throat.
finish.
Yeah, that's Adam's
that's a throat
apple.
punch.
I know.
Adam's apple, yeah.
But yeah, it almost looks like this. And then the following panel looks like page 1 is sent into the ground, maybe through it. We don't know, but like the scallywags, they go page 1, and then
But we're on page 19.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Sorry.
they need to catch up.
Thank you.
And then the kid over here is like, that sounds like Big Mom over there, and also Zeus over here is like, oh, it's Mama, she's still alive.
Oh God.
But then we cut to, you're lucky I wasn't like Dopey.
Oh my God.
My favorite
I feel-
voice.
I feel so gross.
I think I'm always like it's meme. Hey, meme.
And then we cut to page 1, who just watched her brother get fucking decked, and she's like, Pay. Oh no, it's Lady Ulti. It's funny, they're more concerned about Ulti in this moment than Big Mom.
Big Mom on a rampage.
Yeah.
They'll be head button for weeks.
Big Mom's the best. I don't care.
So the next chapter comes out May 9th, and I have one request, and that is that Ed is able to do as much of his ulti voice next time as possible.
Well, we'll see. I mean,
We'll see if we stay in this scene, yeah. And also, poor Ed Zeus. Did you have a good voice for Zeus back in Whole Cake Island?
I can do a
The
good
stoner voice?
idiot, but that's about it.
I mean,
But a lot
that's the
about Ed.
voice. Yeah.
That is the voice.
Of course.
Why do you turn into Beaky Buzzard now?
Why not?
Because he's the epitome of duh idiot.
Yeah.
By the way,
He's Flounder from Animal House.
Yeah, he looks like Flounder.
Oh,
By the way,
I was going to say
having
Flounder from
Zeus, you fucked
Flounder
up.
from Little Mermaid.
You trusted
but-
us.
having 4 of you doing that voice at the same time may have given me an aneurysm. I'm bleeding from my nose right now.
We got to make it count. This is your last episode for a while.
That is,
You're going back.
Yeah,
you're going
okay,
back to the
so-
70s.
Yeah, if you don't bleed, it doesn't count.
okay. That's the chapter. I'm going to start Shannon. Let's just talk about Big Mom and what you thought about this chapter, which I assume is the same answer.
I love Big Mom. I don't know. Crocodile has been my favorite villain for like 17 years or something like that. But I just really like every panel Big Mom is in, everything she does. She's fascinating and she's really scary, but also really fun to watch because she's so unpredictable. Like I would not have seen this coming, but it fits perfectly like for her character. And I just like, cause like Shonen, One Piece has done a really good job not being repetitive, but it's still like kind of trying to ramp it up and just make stronger and stronger villains. I think how flippant she is, or her weird code of honor, helps keep the story from being predictable. And I just love her, and I love everything that happened in the chapter. So that's my take on
She's
it.
such a rich old woman.
So succinct. She's such a rich old woman.
No, like, well, the shit talking part was like,
Yeah. What's the Obahan? Isn't that the one of the Obahan stereotypes? You know,
The gossipy.
she's
gossipy.
she's got the most personality of any One Piece villain. I think she's got the most well-rounded character of any villain. I mean, I've been on
definitely.
this bandwagon for a while of Big Mom is the best. So I could,
if we're talking
she's
about
the
big,
best emperor for sure. Even
yeah.
she tops Whitebeard in a lot of ways.
much more interesting than Kaido's fun, but he's not that interesting.
Yeah, well, Kaido's just a wall. He's like Luffy's got to get over that
yeah.
wall. He's a wall man.
Kaido's cool. I think he's been improving for me. I still don't love his hybrid form, but tell me if I'm being hyperbolic here. I feel like Big Mom has been the best new character of the time skip. Like, I can't think of anyone else we've spent a lot of time with her.
I like Fujitora.
but like,
I like Katakuri.
Big Mom is better.
I like a lot of characters.
I like them.
But
Big Mom's better. Yeah.
Big Mom's better.
I think Big Mom's better
Because Big Mom,
we've spent more time with her and we know more about her.
The reason
And
why
also
Big Mom's
less.
amazing is she represents everything that's great in One Piece. Like, she can only exist in One Piece. Like, she's super powerful, this ridiculous cartoonish design, and like Shan was saying, she's scary but also like physically intimidating and really funny all at the same time.
Yeah.
She's also like the only living mother in One Piece.
That's true.
all that energy went to her. Yeah.
And she's indestructible. Yeah. That is
Like-
actually true. Yeah. That's probably where all the energy went.
I think it's funny that, like, Oda at one point said that, like, the adventure begins when you leave your mother, but like, what if the mother is part of the adventure? Like, that's what you get
Big
to
Mom.
see. That's what you get to see with Big Mom, and I think it's really cool, like, that you get to see this softer side of her. But this was also set up with the amnesia stuff that we weren't sure about earlier on in the earlier on in this arc.
That's true.
I think that's such a cool, like, I'm glad that came back, and that there is somewhere in the recesses of her mind she remembered Okobore Town and Otama and everything that happened, regardless of of her becoming Big Mom again. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's I think that was a really smart seed that Oda planted, and I will guess that a lot of people on the internet will disagree, because that's such an ass pull. Everybody's favorite word to use when it comes to this kind of thing. But
I hate that phrase.
Yeah.
Don't talk to those people.
Brian, what were you gonna? Do you want to give your thoughts?
Oh, sure. I was just gonna kind of match what Alex says. Like, yeah, well, he set up those things and now they're paying off. And even if he ass pulled it initially, he's good about carrying through these things. I mean, it's hard to produce like a weekly series and come up with new ideas constantly. I thought the chapter was fine. I really liked it. We cut between so many scenes that I was like, it's a very dense chapter. And like, I particularly like the Killer Hawkins moment because it just makes me sad that the supernovas are fighting. I'm like, come on, guys, let's just all go along.
You're all going to be on Luffy's side at the end of this. Let's be
Eventually,
honest.
The war's out there, man. The war's out there.
Yeah, not in here, man. Yeah, so I'm hoping Hawkins, because even Hawkins mentions in that confrontation, he's like, I only did what I needed to survive. It wasn't personal. Yeah, Appu betrayed all of us too. Not Appu. Appo betrayed all of us too.
Appu. No, Appa is the flying bison from Avatar.
Yeah, he betrayed me as well.
I want to say real quick too. I forgot to mention.
Shannon.
I love the panel where Law is like, "Okay, I'm gonna take everybody," and Luffy says, "Sure, okay." I was like, "That's such a Luffy thing to do." I thought that was really cool. Just like,
I
all
love
right,
that.
I got this.
I really hope they all were already gone when he said "sure," though,
Sure.
because I hate like. That would be a relatable thing for me. It's like, oh, I'm answering your question. Oh no, you already did the thing.
He already hung up.
I
hung up.
I had a thought about when Law took Zoro and Zeus. It was like, oh wait, Law knows how to fix people because he's a doctor. Zoro's in needing of some medical attention right now.
I think we mentioned that, or in passing. Maybe I don't even know if we were mentioned that in the recording, but that definitely came to my mind.
Yeah.
I did want to mention. Since I'm making big hyperbolic statements about Big Mom and how awesome she is, I feel like Big Mom's just Luffy if Luffy were like an Obahan. If Luffy were a 60-year-old
That's-
mom.
That's all the kind of like the most powerful pirates in the series. They all kind of have like a piece
That's
of
not-
Luffy's identity a little bit.
I think as we get further,
Yeah.
Roger is a lot of it. Blackbeard is like a twisted version of it as well.
Right.
But this line at the bottom of page 17 with the clenched fists, that is literally a Luffy line.
Yeah,
It could be
totally.
coming out of Luffy's mouth, and
It's like
it
Whiskey
fits
Peak,
perfectly.
right? He tries to fight Zoro
Yeah,
because he
yeah.
knocked him out
Yeah.
and they fed him. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's the
he
exact
did.
same thing.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter if you're an ally or not. It's like the code of like these people fed me. How dare you?
Yeah, it's a A plus B, so therefore be nice to them. Yeah, it's and that's what makes it cool because it's Luffy, but like a twist on it. And Big Mom also seems aloof, but is not an idiot, much like Luffy seems aloof, but really knows what he's doing as well. And you learn that more and more as the series goes on. And also, much like Luffy, when Big Mom enters a scene, you both know and you have no idea what's about to happen.
Yeah.
It's like a
Spontaneity.
combination of that. Yeah. Although Luffy doesn't enter like a kaiju. That's the big difference, I think. Steve, your thoughts on the chapter?
I think this was just a lot of fun. It's just more bonkers One Piece action. Like we said so much about the color spread already, but I really like the color spread. But now it's getting interesting with now it's just Luffy and Kaido up on the roof, and I'm curious to see how all these other characters are going to get paired up. The funny thing about Hawkins is I could still see Hawkins kind of being an ally down the road. I feel like the supernovas maybe with this man. I don't know. Like in a way, like I kind of feel sorry for Hawkins.
Yeah, I do
Like,
too. I'm banking on
He
it.
just
but-
chose poorly. Like,
yeah,
because
the wrong
he's
side
too
of
committed
the-
to the numbers.
Mm.
he's not
fate.
taking a risk.
Yeah, he
That's
doesn't
the
take
thing.
risk.
Or when you think about it, he might just be asking the wrong questions to the cards.
To the cards, yeah.
No, do you know what Hawkins is? Hawkins is a power scaler. He's using all the statistics to make his decisions.
Yeah, but
and it
obviously
takes
when
the
it
fun
starts
out of
going
life.
more,
Zoro's ruined. He couldn't kill Kaido, so he sucks now. I don't like Zoro anymore.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh my god, Hawkins, shut up."
no, but you're right on that. Is the fact that like once he starts reading it, either he'll at one point he'll have a quote unquote character growth and say, "Fuck it all, I'm going with chance." And bet on Luffy, which could happen. It was like it says he has 1% chance of victory, but you know what? I've seen enough. Straw Hat's my man.
But also, just because you don't win today doesn't mean you don't win tomorrow in the future. So
Yeah.
maybe, of course, like he probably thought, like, "Oh well, I stood no chance of defeating Kaido on that day." Doesn't mean that Kaido's end will come down the line.
Well, he's not only is he asking the wrong questions, he's only looking at the questions that are immediately in front of him, and not the long term. Yeah, it's interesting.
So I kind of see him as a bit of a tragic character because it wouldn't make just as much sense for him to be an ally as much as like Kid and Law are, but I don't know. Let's see what happens. I don't see Hawkins like his destiny ending in the Wano arc. I see him being a major player in the future.
Major?
Maybe not. Well, let me rephrase that. Not like in the same kind of way that Kid and Law have, but I don't know. I see this dude
like a
kind
pony.
of, yeah, like I could totally see Beige coming back and supporting the
hope.
Straw Hats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because
Well,
like
more so than-
the way he dresses,
more so than Hawkins.
is kind of like a combination of Cavendish and Bartolomeo.
They're the fusion.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the fusion.
Look wise, I see.
He's
that.
got
The way he dresses.
he's got the frills of Cavendish, and he's got the ska pants, the
the
skanking
plaid.
pants.
Yeah, the plaid skin.
Yeah, which are totally Bartolomeo's.
Do you have any other
uh,
thoughts besides the skanking pants?
Big Mom continues to be the most unpredictable character. Maybe just like the most unpredictable villain adversary in this series. She's chaos. And you know what? It's great because it's anyone would just be like, well, I guess now it's Luffy and the gang. They fight Kaido and Big Mom and beat them, but it's like no.
Well,
The mega powers could explode here.
Big Mom.
And I always had a feeling that Big Mom
Yeah.
and Kaido would jeopardize themselves by by fighting each other instead of staying united.
Big Mom knows what it means to be a pirate still. Kaido's trying to like have a country and do like it's like
Kaido's also trying to die.
yeah.
Yeah.
The Big Mom
Kaido
is like
has a
running
lot
around
of-
doing pirate stuff.
Yeah.
Kaido's
But Go ahead.
Kaido's saying, I think we should do Fortnite videos, and Big Mom's like, oh god.
What a nerd.
No, it's like you've forgotten who you are.
Steve, any other?
Oh, Lynn, it's like or Lin, I got a TikTok. She's like, oh god.
Big Mom's like, I'm too old
we
to
could-
do TikTok.
We could make a lot of money this way.
I still have my live
Monetize.
journal.
And Big Mom's like, I've been
Um,
relevant for much longer. Like I'm older than you. I'm better than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Kaido's like, okay, boomer.
My last prediction is I think we're gonna get the Lotso backstory scene with Zeus, where Zeus is gonna like find Big Mom. He's like, oh, there she is, my mother. She loves me. And then Big Mom's using Hera, and it just breaks Zeus's heart. He's looking out the window. It's raining.
Guess where Zeus is?
He's
right
he's
now?
raining.
Yeah, go back
He's
to that.
raining. He's raining, and then he'll go back to Nami. And
I was gonna say he's on the same floor as Nami now, though. He's right next to Nami. So the cards are set.
I was getting there. You just.
I'm
gotta let me
sorry,
get there.
I didn't know. I was putting 2 and 2 together, and you were still getting the 4.
Yeah, he was excited, Steve. Let him be excited.
Yeah, I was excited. I wanted to be a pirate. Go ahead.
Me?
Oh, Steve, did you have anything else to say, or is that it?
No, I just had to get it in there.
Yeah, sure, Ed.
Okay.
Go for it.
Big Mom is drawn just great in this this chapter. Like when she fires the Hera thing, like the way she's shadowed just looks. Oda loves those lighting effects. We were talking about that earlier, and like putting a hole in the side of the island. It's really impressive. I think sort of Kid and Killer, they get to go on their own. They're having their own adventure. They have their own scores to settle, which makes sense as to why Hawkins is getting involved here. I think Kaido looked very feral this chapter. I don't know. He's getting more horizontal, and it's in the hybrid form. It's kind of more terrifying that way. I think it's pretty scary. Big Mom is very funny, just in general. Her timing, I think, is superb. Like we were talking about that, like a kaiju sequence earlier when she appears, and yeah, Nami and Usopp are pretty good. Sort of having a comedic fight with page 1 that turns into like a serious thing at the end. I love, they're not necessarily strong enough to fight this fight, but they have a role to play, and they're kind of comic relief, but we need comic relief. That's one of the things that characterizes One Piece the most, really. Fighting with comedy.
Yeah, it's always a good balance because the situations are always absurd, so why pretend like it's not?
Well, I mean, Usopp like goes and does his like ridiculous Battlestar Galactica pose after he does his exploding pine cones. He's like holding, like he's on the cover of a fantasy novel. He's holding his slingshot aloft, and, like,
Best
airbrush on the side of
ever.
airbrush on the side of a heavy metal van. Yeah. No, that's pretty much all I got. Big Mom is punching page 1 in the neck. Just something about a neck punch is very satisfying to me. It's funnier than getting punched elsewhere.
Agreed. Well, he's a dinosaur. He has a
He's a
lot of neck
gigantic neck.
exposure. Yeah.
Yeah, I want. I mean, I'm not sure what's going to happen. I feel like Ulti's going to give her a head putt of some kind.
Alex, did you give
Say
us your
Svet.
thoughts? I know you talked a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought this chapter was great. I was sort of hoping that we would go straight from Luffy fighting Kaido to some one-on-ones, but this was actually really unexpected. This stuff with Big Mom
And Tama.
and Tama, and Nami's getting Zeus back. That's for sure.
Yes, yeah.
Kid versus Hawkins. Killer versus Hawkins. Very good. It's nice to see this Nami and Usopp team up. Working out. I'm a little disappointed that they're not full-fledged fights, but they've taken beatings and through this arc, through this particular section either way, and I think they're earning whatever victory they're having here. And I think it's really important. Like you did mention this, Ed, that the line, if only those millet dumplings worked on anything but smile users, that's important. That's something that we were sort of wondering about for a while.
It's not quite Sugar getting knocked out in Dressrosa, but it's a similar effect. It's not going to be so overwhelming.
Right.
Yeah.
It takes down the power a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It also knocks down any theories that are saying that they'll all of the Dino Devil Fruit users will become allies, kind of thing, which I think we posited ages ago.
Yeah, it always felt like it's like something that only applied to Smile Fruit users.
Yeah,
not full-fledged Zoas, because then it's like, well, Tama's gonna be way OP.
And I guess the only thing I want to just add, to everybody else's, just want to lift Big Mom up some more. I mean, she's great.
Mm-hmm.
She's got so much personality, and I had to think a little bit about her sudden turn, just because it felt kind of unexpected to me. But it makes sense for her character. I think that as far as full-fledged characters go, Big Mom she's one of those high tier ones where Oda has written for her, all of these, a clear deal, and he follows through with that deal. Big Mom's awesome, and it's also kind of interesting to think about Oda's scrawlings about how he tends to write an arc. We've seen his notes; they're pretty messy, and then his fight matchups are like this weird flowchart. But this Big Mom thing, it was very intentional. This is by no means an ass pull. I think that this is something that he had planned from the beginning of this. That's what it feels like anyway. It doesn't feel random. This definitely feels like something that Big Mom would do. And One Piece is all about having that pirate's code, right? That the quote unquote pirate's code has been brought up a couple times this arc too, by different people, which is really interesting. So I think it's really cool that she abides by such a code too.
I mean, pirates also being the good guys or the bad guys has been kind of a thing. Since the government's the bad guy for 99.99% of the time, pirates are sometimes in the middle or on one side or the other side. It's never super clear. So I don't think that's so out of left field.
Yeah. I've been thinking about The Wire a lot lately, and I think it's kind of funny that the pirates in One Piece are very much like the various crews of The Wire as well.
Who'd be the corner boys?
Oh man, that's a big question.
The smile users?
Maybe.
No,
I don't mean in this particular arc. I just mean in terms of just we're gonna set aside our differences and play basketball, or no shenanigans during church, that kind of thing. It's very much
point.
living by there's rules. There's unwritten rules to being a pirate, is what I'm saying, and I think it's
and that there were also in that show there were pirates, so to speak, or there were criminals who did not keep by those codes.
Yeah. Very interesting layered shit
in the later seasons.
One Piece is great. Big Mom is great. Please watch The Wire on HBO Max.
I didn't get any money for that. I want to say my thoughts, since this will also be the last time I'm talking about a chapter in a little while, maybe. I who knows how long I'm going to be gone. This was a really fun chapter, particularly going through it with you guys. I'll say, I could understand why people are like, oh, why would Big Mom do this? But Big Mom is a giant curveball into any page she enters.
Big Mom does what she wants.
Big Mom does whatever the hell she wants in that moment. What's important is that you understand her motivations in doing that, and you always do. The problem is you don't know what her motivations are most of the time, and you don't know what her motivations are until she actually acts on it, and it's usually not in your favor or in the favor of the protagonist. But it could be, and that's what makes her a really good character. Actually, that's one of the things that make One Piece such a great series. One Piece is great because these characters are deep and layered and could react in all sorts of different ways to a certain situation. They are not like, I am evil, I will do evil thing now and kill people. There are not a lot of those characters in One Piece. And I think Big Mom really stands out because she clearly has a code. Sometimes she also eats children. But you know, it's a give and take there. She doesn't know she's eating children usually. She's not a very good mom. But she's very good to Tama here. I thought this was I really enjoyed this exchange between her and Tama particularly. And I love the whole other layer of it where she's being catty to Suru, not behind her back. It's a really fun conversation. I think we've touched on most of the Big Mom stuff, so I just want to mention a few other things about this chapter. First, Komachio, we're going to pronounce his name from now on. Number 1 star here. I love that there are flowers in front of page 1 when he gets attacked by Usopp. I think we forgot to mention that, but that's a funny little 70s effect going on there. And I think Usopp and Nami have been doing pretty well since that like lackluster chapter a little while back. And the one thing I definitely wanted to mention, I'd be remiss if we didn't, is there is something really, what's the word for it? There's something that's really nerve-wracking, that's ominous about just Luffy and Kaido up there on that roof. It's something that it's just the two of them now. I think like even going into this arc, even like through chapter 1000, we thought this would be a several versus several fight on the roof here on the top of the skull, on the skull dome head. But seeing like Kaido crawling on the ground there, ready to face Luffy, our main character through this whole time, it is really surreal. And I feel the weight of the moment that I think Oda's really trying to portray here. Luffy is just, at the end of the day, Gear 4 aside, is just kind of this normal looking guy. And look at what the hell Kaido is. I don't know what the hell is going on with his face. There's a lot there. And it is crazy that he is not just holding his own, but is really holding his own against Kaido. I am really looking forward to seeing how that fight goes. And I know we're probably leaving it for a while, but I'm almost annoyed at just the way I think shonen manga is. Of course, the main character versus the main villain is the main thing I want to see. And all that other stuff is great too. This was a great chapter. Otherwise, Big Mom is great. All that other stuff is great. But I really just want to see the fight between Luffy and Kaido. And I think it's just, that's the consequence there. But there's obviously a lot of other consequential things happening. Yeah. Any other thoughts on this?
And that wraps it up.
Okay. Let's move on into the next segment. This is the Piece Together segment, and I really wanted today's title to be Cameo, but it wasn't. And I had a joke all lined up, but I can't even get. Anyway, Ed, what's our first segment in the Piece Together? Whatever.
Well, Zach, that would be this piece.
Yeah, it's this piece. It's the Discord questions. Steve, Yurko, do you have stuff? Yeah, whatever.
Yes, I certainly do. Our first disc piece comes from BGJ Oft Ude.
Cool.
His name's actually Big J of Today. I just like making fun of everyone mispronouncing it. During one of the last podcast episodes, something hit me about Dressrosa when you were talking about Law and Doflamingo. I know it was mentioned that Joker was meant to be defeated on Wano, but that changed. Do you think that's why the pacing is so all over the place? All the other pieces of the New World have been building towards Wano, with Akazaya 9 starting to be introduced since Punk Hazard. I like Dressrosa a lot, but even on reread, it seems disjointed, especially with the build towards Greenbit and Dofi's encounter with Sanji. With how nice Wano feels at its length, it would make sense for Dressrosa to feel the way it does if it was edited to give Dofi a final boss fight there. Sorry for the long comment.
Well,
Brian, I feel you're like the Dressrosa defender amongst us. If you wanna,
I just want to say it takes a lot of time to introduce all these Grand Fleet characters, and they all have to have fights in the birdcage. That's my primary problem with it.
and also half of the crew's missing.
I'm not sure if Big J was referring that Dofi had to be taken out at Greenbit.
Yeah, I'm not really sure
I'm
what
a
they
little
were
confused.
saying, but
I think what they were saying is that the momentum of that arc was leading toward that Law Doflamingo meeting at Greenbit. I don't know if you remember with Fujitora. That
Kind
really
of misdirect.
cool. Yeah, and then it like he's saying that should have been the stage for the final fight.
No, absolutely.
No.
You had that
No.
Field of Flowers. I mean, like that. There's something cinematically poetic about having a fight there, even though that wasn't the final.
I mean,
I don't know. It
over
would have been
that.
pretty cool if they fought in the Coliseum too.
It was like
But
how
that's what I said
you know
about
how
the birdcage. The birdcage made the whole town the Coliseum.
That's true. That's true.
well, I don't know.
I still don't
It's-
like
or
it as a
or
technique thing.
something, and they mentioned something about Joker being defeated in Wano. I don't recall that at all. I don't know if that was a conversation I was not a part of. But
The plan was always to get Kaido to get mad at Joker and come deal with him.
Yeah, I don't
it wouldn't
think,
make make sense to drag that out, especially because we had Zoe and Whole Cake Island.
Yeah,
after
they were
Dressrosa.
they were just supposed to do a Doflamingo and bounce, and just like, hey, all right, bounce, gone.
All right. Our next one is from Tommy, and this one is for Shannon. From the critically acclaimed actual play podcast that you're in, Critical Bits, which Heavendale residents do you think would fit well in the world of One Piece? And conversely, what One Piece characters does everyone else think would be great player characters in an actual play / D&D type podcast?
For Critical Bits, there are a lot of weird villain groups on the show. But I will say the character that I play is an ex-villain and a coward. And I think I based her a lot off of Usopp and Robin, or a couple of my favorite Straw Hats. So I think some of the weirder villain groups that are in the show would fit really well in One Piece. I think the show that I'm on, I think it's a little too dark for One Piece. It's sort of like dark comedy, subversive stuff. And there's like a NPC who's a man who got turned into a car who wants to kill himself because he hates being alive and stuff like that. I think it's just a little bit too dark for the kind of stuff Oda does.
Robin would
Amazing.
love all of that.
Turbo Teen.
Yeah, good call.
But yeah, that would be my take on it.
Next, Steve.
Characters that'd be fun to play. Characters from One Piece that'd be fun to play in like role playing type game. Like any, right? Who wouldn't want to?
I mean,
play a One Piece character.
All One Piece characters
Yeah.
are fun.
Yeah, I would play as the Meow Band brothers if I could.
Oh, that'd be fun to play with somebody else.
Yeah. Back in the day, I always, whenever we talk about this kind of thing, I always like unfold the weird onion that was my early One Piece fandom. I joined a live journal RP like thing, which was like, oh, summer camp with a whole bunch of anime characters, and you get to choose which ones you play as. And I played as Usopp and Frankie, and Usopp I think is a really fun character just to play because he has a lot of like, baggage, being like the the weakest, I guess, or the most human, non-superhuman type character. So I think that there's a lot of fun fun stuff in there. But yeah, Usopp, I guess it would be the one that came to mind for me.
Cool. All right. Next disc piece is from Redbeard. Hey, OPP, I got a future question for y'all. If One Piece ever ends and we end up getting remastered box sets of the older seasons, or even before the series ends, do you think when they remaster the pre-time skip stuff, they will update the animation of all the hockeys to be the post-time skip animation for hockeys? Would be sweet to see it. That seems very difficult.
That's not remastering. That's just making new stuff.
Reanimating.
Yeah.
They're basically pulling a George Lucas at that point.
Like, honestly,
walkie-talkies.
Like Dragon Ball Z Kai didn't even do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like narratively, you want to hide that. It would kind of like mess with the narrative of the story.
Yeah.
I mean,
Like, we're in episode 4 of the anime, and it gets to the part when the local sea monster is about to kill Luffy, and Shanks shows up, and all of a sudden it just turns into modern Sakuga animation, and it's in widescreen.
The aspect ratio changes and everything.
Yeah.
Or even like during the war when they like block Whitebeard's attacks, the 3 admirals, and their hands are all black. I was like, wait, what's that? You wouldn't. There's no
they're all
explanation for that.
frostbitten.
I guess that's what like the TV specials are for, but I think there's a level of appreciation of seeing a series grow and change. It's like playing like a video game. It's like appreciating the limitations and the time period in which it came out. And also, controversial statement here, sometimes the older anime stuff looks better than the new.
Yeah, like we were talking about this yesterday. Something people don't often appreciate, especially Toei of the late 90s era. A lot of people who were working at the studio at that age were people who were like masters of their craft by then. Like people who had gone through like Dragon Ball and other series and just like, oh, try this One Piece came out. Oh yeah, I'll pull a few years on that before I retire. Shit like that. So
I was
sometimes
watching...
people you might be I think this is just assuming on my end too much, but don't mistake something not just having over the top animation on ones as like what makes good animation,
or being super clean and polished.
Yeah, there's staging, directing, like all that's in directing,
exaggeration,
like composition
timing,
choices.
Yeah.
Yes,
like I would like we were talking like I think older One Piece was funnier because of the fact that they would use limitations in the medium, just like to like do frames of characters popping the poses as opposed to doing a fully fleshed out thing. I was like, nah, it's a cartoon. I know it's a cartoon. You don't have to pretend like it's real life.
Like I don't like the Odin faces and the Whitebeard faces, that he didn't like that face. I don't find it funny in the anime because they spend too much time like animating it. I'm like, no, just
pop
jump
to it.
cut
Yeah,
to it.
Pop to it.
Yeah.
I did see that animated, and I was like, why are there so many frames? Just
Yeah.
That's when a still is fine. Like, I don't know.
It's again, I was watching the Dressrosa episodes recently, and like the big when Usopp stuns Sugar, they do like the triple like show the action 3 times thing that's in a lot of anime. And it really kind of dilutes that moment of impact of just that Usopp face. But then again, I think like Dressrosa, that is like we're in the height of the dark age of the One Piece anime there. So
yeah, I stopped doing the recaps then.
It's I and maybe it's just nostalgia bias. I love early One Piece. I don't want it to change. I think even like the TV specials are cool and all. Like I like episode of East Blue, and there's some things I think the Zoro and Mihawk fight is one of those things I'm like, this is better than the original. But everything else I'm like, yeah, this is good, but it's no substitute for the original version, my opinion. All right. Moving on to Earth, Wind, and Fire. Hey, OPP. As a physical chemist, I sometimes use Auger electron spectrops.
I'm so happy you
spectrometry.
Help me. No, a spectroscopy.
I can't even say it.
Spectroscopy.
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 Spirograph.
spectroscopy, Harambe, which is a method. That method, I'm not going to repeat that one again. Which is a method of shooting electrons at a sample to make its own electrons eject from the surface. So I've been playing with the idea that maybe Van Alger's name is a reference to the technique, and his fighting style involves shooting ionizing rounds at people. Is this a reasonable idea, or do I just have an inflated sense of self-importance regarding my own research?
Believe
Probably the latter.
in your
latter.
dream. Believe in your dreams, sir.
Yeah, believe in your dreams.
Yeah, a great name, by the way, Earth, Wind,
Earth, Wind,
Fire.
Fire.
But
Yeah, or
Von Auger's name
Go
is
ahead.
really was it eyesight in German, right, or something like that?
Something like that.
Actually, that would be why it was similar, because it's an electron. It sounds like an electron microscope or something similar to that. Spectroscopy sounds like it's something like you're looking at something.
Sounds
So
like a
I'm
medical
assuming-
procedure.
It looks like, yeah, but it's spectro is usually a prefix. You know, why don't I just look this up?
Cool. I'll answer more questions.
Yeah.
You know, it's the branch of science concerned with the investigation and measurement of spectra produced when matter interacts with or emits electromagnetic radiation. Spectra.
I'm pretty sure
means-
Spectra is a Japanese sedan.
Are you saying spectra? Because it's spectro.
What are we even talking
What-
about anymore?
Yeah.
Why don't we
More
talking
One Piece
about-
questions, please.
Man,
Also-
the fans are just like, I'm like, yeah, tell me more.
Also-
Spectrum is a
Von
band
Auger.
of colors. It's like a spectrum. It's the singular for spectrum. It is spectra.
Also, Von Auger is based on there's also a real life pirate called John Auger. That's a kind of play on his name as well.
Fun.
You know that.
Mm-hmm. Maybe also just shoot good. Who knows? We'll find out. I want to know who's who writes, hello, OPP Dachi. I appreciate you guys doing the Fight Together episodes and discussing the various social issues and themes in One Piece. So anyways, who are you going to have on when you do the sex and sexuality episode? And wow, Sanada's not even trying
Sanada.
anymore.
No, what are you even doing? No. You don't get the yell for that.
Yeah, is that the episode where we talk about who's gonna fuck?
Actually, we were just talking about potentially doing a shipping episode. So.
Yeah, it's true.
That episode would probably do very well, not gonna lie.
No.
Yeah, it would. It's all
I'm sure
about
it
the
would inevitably
ratings.
make some people angry just because shipping opinions are so intense.
Oh my god, it would make everyone angry because we would discuss different shipping opinions and
Calm
everyone
down,
would just
son. It's just a drawing. Puppy the Scholar writes, hey, OPP. How wholesome was Big Mom in this chapter? I suppose she earned that title somehow. Anyway, anyone... Oh, sorry. I thought someone said, anyway, can't have children. And I'm like, what? They said, anyone can have children, but it takes something special to make a mother. Or something like that. With that, I suppose it's time for the strongest power in all of One Piece, motherly love. But there's so many dead moms in One Piece.
Yeah, it's like that.
Sounds like an SBS question.
Yeah.
And some people
It's
fatherly love is better than the motherly love. I'm not going to judge whose love is better. Or sometimes there's two fatherly loves or two motherly loves or more than that. I don't know.
Or a thruple apparently
Thrupply love.
Thrupply
love.
Grumpily love worth 12 grapples.
Oh god.
Yeah, I don't think it's the most powerful thing. It's because too many moms are no longer with us.
Yeah, I think intense might be the most intense. Anyway, go ahead. What's the next question?
Reverse Eye Patch is a girl, writes, hey, OPP, it looks like Tama is such a likable character that even Big Mom will change sides for her. Now that's what I call a big mom. The question for you now is, what kind of food can I be for giant Nami Tuvor?
Oh my god.
God, these are totally SBS questions.
We only Brian, you haven't been on it a little bit. We only get SBS questions. So
Good, I'm glad.
An erotic bottle of water.
Giant.
If you're at erotic before any of them, you've done the job correctly, I think.
Someone's gonna be like, I want Nami to peel me like a tangerine.
Okay, we're moving on to the next question.
Erotic soft
All
cream.
right.
I am leaving and not coming back to this podcast until I get that image out of my head.
Is that available on the same shelf as Sanji's special cream?
Hopefully.
Black Gendo writes, "Hey OPP, if you were Big Mom replacing an unfaithful homie, which reference to Greek mythology would you use for the new guy?"
Ooh.
Unfaithful.
I would want to use Poseidon just so Shirahoshi could be like, "No, you're not. I am. And you know nothing of my work."
And then Big Mom would go to Shirahoshi's place like, bitch, you live in this kind of rat?
She lives in a castle.
Who do you think you are? I am.
Actually, Shirahoshi lives in like the most beautiful place in all of One Piece. So I
Ain't
don't
made
know
a
if that
cake,
would work.
though.
Yeah, Big Mom would
You know
still
what?
make fun of
True.
it. She'd make fun of Shirahoshi.
Yeah.
This idiot,
Wasn't the
giant idiot.
Wasn't the strongest story arc though, Zach?
That's true. Yeah.
I think I'd name my homie Kratos.
Kratos.
Or
Not
boy.
a real guy.
Or
I was
just
gonna
boy.
say, isn't that just the?
Yeah, I know.
Sorry,
a
it's
dem-
not.
Actual Greek over here, coming to ruin your fun.
Here
No, I
comes
know.
Alex. Gyno.
all you Griaboos.
That's pretty
Well,
good.
Dressing up in your pirate clothes.
I'm a little bit of a Griaboo. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's fun.
Akaneko writes, "Hey OPP, thanks to Big Mom, I now have no idea what's going to happen because she still doesn't like the Straw Hats, so they aren't automatically allies, but both the Straw Hats and Big Mom like Tama. Now you have Big Mom attacking a member of Kaido's crew, plus it's page 1, so even if she intended to be a one and done betrayal of the Alliance, Ulti doesn't seem like she'll take that even from Big Mom. So will Big Mom ultimately team up with the Straw Hats or Kid or fight all 4 factions? Also, she replaced Zeus. So does he go back to Nami? Man, I've never been more unsure about what will happen in OP than in this chapter. So sorry for the rant, but Big Mom's proving herself to be the wild card a lot of fans guessed she might be when she came to Wano.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what outcome would be the most satisfying to you?
Anything unpredictable. Like unpredictable, but in character. I know that's kind of a cop-out answer. But
I think it's gonna become a free-for-all.
yes.
I remember
agree.
years and years and years ago, I thought Big Mom was gonna wind up as an ally, but I'm not really sure about
I could
that
see
anymore.
her being like,
Buggy.
yeah. Well, like I was gonna say, I guess that's possible. I want to see that fight. But I could see her becoming an ally, but like not because she chooses to be an ally. If you know, like if you understand what I mean, in that she just her actions lead to helping Luffy, like by accident almost. You know, I don't know.
All right.
You want to read?
And
the
our
next
last one is from Brut. It says, "Hey OPP, this chapter added more to the fascinating character of Big Mom, and at this point, she may be Oda's crowning jewel of a villain. She has completely understandable motivations and aspires to be good, but thanks to selfish, manipulative, surrogate parental figures as well as her innate strength, she's never had to face consequences for negativity affecting others, nor has she learned empathy. The result is an antagonist who operates outside the binary of good and evil and instead works only by her own perception of morality."
Which is
Do
how...
you think
Sorry.
Almost there.
Yeah.
Almost there. Everyone wrote paragraphs this week. Do you think Big Mom will act as a third party from here on out, or will she eventually land on Kaido or the Straw Hat side? This is basically the same question.
It's the same question, and I
so.
would say the same thing. I think she will be an accidental ally. That's my theory.
Yeah, and like the whole thing about pirates kind of following their own code. It's like, it's not about good or evil. I mean, Oda set that up even in the preliminary One Piece about like good pirates and bad pirates. It's just, they're pirates.
It's about freedom.
Yeah, freedom.
Yeah.
So she was like, oh, they fed me. I'll fucking deck them. And I'll still probably kill the Straw Hats because I still don't like them either. And even still, she was like, I'm not 100%. This alliance with Kaido is just an alliance. I still want to be the Pirate King.
Yeah. Probably your queen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Sure.
I don't know. It's the weird anime thing where they don't make where Pirate King is, or where King is just like a...
Yeah, I don't think it's a gendered
a blanket term, yeah.
in Japanese, but I don't know. I might be wrong about that. That's it for this piece, right?
Correct.
So we don't have emails, but we do have one specific email, and it is the Ben Wild annual trivia, where he gives $20 for every right answer. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this at the end of the show, so I don't have to come up with any trivia for my final show.
Hey.
Oh, you bitch.
Yeah, but we get money. So that's pretty good. So why don't we move straight to Reddit, Alex?
All right, welcome to the subreddit archipelago. We've got a couple. Danger Ranger says, "Hello everyone, how's everyone doing tonight?"
Good. Thank you
Pretty
for
good.
asking.
Great, I'm gonna continue. Strange chapter we got today. I have to say that I don't think I've ever been more uninterested in a setup for a 1v1 than Basil Hawkins versus Killer.
Okay, that's your person right there. Alex, did you write this in the pin name?
This sounds like you, Alex. Yeah.
Is this
but-
your piss break match?
But with that being said, I'm going to try and keep this positive. My question for you is, if you can see any 1v1 in the One Piece world with any character alive or dead, who would it be between? And bonus question, who do you think would win?
That's a good question. I like that
Ooh.
question.
I don't think we've ever gotten this question. I like
No, I'm
No.
actually shocked we haven't. This seems like a very early, like we would have gotten this question years and years and years
Yeah.
ago.
I would love to see Crocodile fight Eneru.
Ooh.
I think that like there'd be some really interesting power battle here, especially with I don't know, perhaps his sand would be turned to glass or something by Eneru's power, and Crocodile have to figure out a way around that, or I don't know. Like I think that would be a really fun fight. I'm just trying to think of like characters that wouldn't necessarily like you'd never see them with each other. I think that'd be cool.
I'll see Roger fight somebody, but I don't really know who.
Mihawk. I mean, Roger fights with a sword.
Ooh.
Be interesting.
That's true.
That'd be
Mihawk would
cool.
Mhm.
Roger or Mihawk and Odin. That'd be interesting.
I'm trying to think of like who, since we're so big mom focused this episode, I'm trying to think who would the ideal opponent be for her.
Saul. That'd be a good one.
Ooh.
Not
I don't think
a
Saul will
giant.
last very long against.
Well,
the
I'm
Yeah,
curious.
he's dead. I don't think he
already
lasts
dead.
No, but they
No,
said
yeah,
living
yeah.
or dead.
No, giants, I mean, obviously would be interesting. I feel like I'm like trying to think of like what, not necessarily who's the Luffy to her Eneru, but like, trying to find
I mean,
someone who would.
We kind of got an initial clash between Doflamingo and Crocodile. I would have liked to have seen that to conclusion.
That's true.
I mean,
So they would have
seeing
too.
that- Yeah, seeing that to conclusion would be R-rated to X-rated.
For a minute.
I think it would be worse than that. Yeah.
I want to see.
It's not seeing it to its conclusion; it's seeing it to its completion.
Completion, that's the word.
mhm.
Yeah.
I want to see Kaku versus Queen in the Battle of Long Necks, but they have to fight like actual giraffes too, just swinging
Yeah,
their
hitting
necks
the-
at each other.
Absolutely. What a great answer. That's a good answer.
I'd like to see Miss Golden Week versus Big Mom. She's a little kid and she can control emotions, right? With her, I haven't seen that
Wow,
happen forever.
good answer.
She's
Good
a little
Oh,
girl,
she might be
and
able to
she
beat
could like
Big
make
Mom.
her, with a very simple
Just-
power.
Just in time for Golden Week, when you realize Miss Golden Week could have just stopped everything going on in Whole King Island. She could have solved that super quick.
Yep.
I mean, Smoothie versus anybody. I'd like to see that fight.
Yeah, I wish we'd seen more Smoothie.
Yeah.
Smoothie versus Big
Kaku.
Nami.
I'm sure someone would love to see that
Oh,
fight.
it's being drawn.
I'm sure someone has
Or
already
Kaku.
drawn it. Yeah.
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 She's like Smoothie's goal is to try to juice Kaku, and his goal
I
is to
think
not
I
get
think it
juiced.
was Big Nami was the one they drew, but sure,
Yeah.
I'm sure someone's drawn that one too. What's the next question?
This is from Balls of Fuego, who says, "What do you think the chances are that Dragon's face tattoo was given to him as a mark of treason by the world government? Fisher, Tiger, and Boa Hancock's markings were also read and also given to them by the world government / Celestial Dragons. So maybe Dragon was a former Marine who, like Garp, disagreed with how they ran things, but unlike Garp, rose up against them and was punished for it by receiving that mark."
Maybe he was just sad about that time he bit Evander Holyfield's ear off.
The thing is, though, Dragon didn't have that tattoo in the
Oh
in,
yeah,
like,
and
the great
the
the great
Vajra
terminal
flashback.
flashback. Yeah,
Or
no,
that,
the
Sabo flash?
flashback with Sabo.
Yeah, interesting.
I
Yeah.
don't know what our name for that is. The Ace Sabo Luffy flashback.
Yeah.
The Three
ASL.
Brothers.
I do think that
Three brothers.
That's their name. Three brothers.
maybe Dragon was trying to drum up some popularity for the revolutionaries. So he heard that hashtags are pretty popular, so he decided to just put one on his face. Do
you have a groaning audience? There you go.
I have that one. Yeah.
Midlife crisis for Dragon.
Yeah.
Who, after drawing him, by the way, did you realize he's huge?
Yeah, he's a big dude.
He's super freaking tall.
Yeah, he's a very big man. Really,
It's
really big
One
man.
Piece.
Yeah.
They're all tall.
Yeah, but it's just.
Anyway,
But-
Prince of
what's
Assassins.
next?
Prince of Assassins says, "Hey OPP, what a page turner that last chapter was." Anyways, I was wondering if the Straw Hat Pirates made a YouTube channel. If the Straw Hat Pirates made a YouTube channel, which common recycled ads would each of them give a heartfelt 1-minute speech on why you should buy each product.
Okay, that's a better question.
Usopp would be the best.
Usopp would he could say anything.
Rather. Yeah.
Yeah.
Toad oil.
Yeah.
He would do an ED ad, obviously. It's like every fucking ad because it's
And he uses his
generic
nose as
now.
like an example. Like, look, see what it can do to my nose.
Perfect.
I still get the ones where the guy is saying that soap is killing my balls.
What?
The manscaping thing.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a
not
Manscaped
not
commercial.
necessarily. Maybe it's a off-brand of Manscaped, but hey, a modern soap has chemicals in it that's like killing your balls. And I'm like, yeah, okay, buddy, tell it to the choir. And I'm like,
See, this is why I pay for YouTube Red, because I'm a sucker.
See, that guy just needs to stop using like soap that's 100% lye on his balls. I mean,
It's like, oh no, it's like, oh, this has got like this soap is made out of like nature. It's got
Acid.
patchouli oil or
It's
something.
made out
you
of
know, and I'm like,
acid.
yeah. Do you want your balls to smell like shit? Then rub some patchouli oil.
I got
on.
that. I can't use that soap on my balls disease.
I think we've answered that question perfectly. It's
have
not
we?
gonna be
I don't know. I'm just talking about how I'm just sick of seeing some YouTube ads. You know, it's
What's really funny is the YouTube ads worked for Brian in the reverse way, in that he subscribes to get rid of them.
I do
It's
too.
real-
And so I
There you
can lock
go.
my phone and listen to stuff that's on YouTube.
oh,
Yeah, me
I
too.
might just do that.
Yeah,
at
it's-
I
this
know-
point.
it's worth it.
I think.
Music
Have you
and
just
stuff.
all sold us on YouTube Red? Give
Shit,
us money,
I paid-
Google.
I also
It's,
did it.
it's not even called YouTube.
Well,
Red
I
anymore.
also did it for like later on. They had like Cobra Kai, and like I was watching that, and now that's
Wait, what is it called now?
It's just YouTube Premium. I think.
I
think that's what it's
guess
called now, yeah.
because they also have like
Premium,
YouTube.
brah.
They also do like YouTube
Premium.
TV, but I don't do that. So
Oh God. Now we have to. Now we're gonna give YouTube money. I don't want to give YouTube money. You know, no offense, Shannon.
Oh no, they're the worst. Everyone
Okay.
on YouTube hates YouTube.
Oh yeah, I forgot
Literally
that you
everyone.
also had you've had all the copyright issues.
yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, they're the worst. It's annoying because they also have great content, but not because it's in spite of themselves. It's not
Luffy
because-
would have asked Soge King to shoot down the YouTube flag.
Wow. What's next, Alex?
All right, what is next? One of Big Mom's kids says, "Hey OPP, your favorite minister of flour here. Hope all is well, and for Steven, all is chill." So without further ado, let's get started. Wowee, this is a Lowe's chapter if I've ever read one.
I don't think it's more of a Home Depot chapter. If you ask me.
Wow. So my question today is,
We should all go to Home Depot and buy one plank of wood.
I'm really,
It's in celebration of this chapter.
I'm really glad that caught on. Jesus Christ. My question today is, do you think Otsudu is still alive after the raid on Okabore Town? Thanks for all you guys do, and please have Abby Denton back on soon.
Yes and yes. Abby's amazing, and we
Yeah,
will definitely
we love
have
Abby.
back.
Why would Otsuru be dead?
Ah.
Why would anyone be dead unless we,
Yeah, why?
No,
People
I-
like this was like when people were like, "I can't believe Pound is alive." I'm like, "Of course he's alive. He has to reunite with his children."
Yeah.
Kinemon is one of the only characters that we like. The characters currently, I'm gonna.
Needs a win.
Pardon my bluntness here. No, he's the only character in the current time, like in the present in One Piece. Only character in the present that we know fucks.
They don't have a kid.
yeah, they don't have a kid.
But please,
Actually,
Come
that's
on.
not true.
I mean,
we know
Yeah.
Shanks and
Obviously-
Machino. Shanks and Machino, definitely.
Well, we don't know.
No. Whoa.
just Machino fucks.
This
Slow
is
down there,
Machino
Mr.
does.
Slow down there,
and-
Mr. Fanfiction.
Hey! This is Mr. 9 and Miss Monday erasure. Okay,
Oh yeah, totally. I love
Oh, yeah.
that.
they
Oh, that's true, that's
fucked.
true.
They have a kid.
Yeah.
It's an acrobatic baby.
That's true.
And
How
Big
could
Mom,
you erase
obviously.
them?
Big Mom.
Also,
Kenny
Big
Mon
Mom,
need-
Big Mom also fucked.
Oh, Big Mom
Kinemon
does a
Kinemon
lot.
This weird tangent side, Kinemon has to reunite with Otsuru.
He needs a win. I agree with that.
Yeah. So
God, you know,
what's going on?
I'm just thinking of Big Mom and her 143 children and going through.
Oh
all-
yeah, I guess her too.
I took a class right before this on like the stuff to deal with a baby. I'm just imagining Big Mom going
What
through
happens
that.
when you have 43 children?
Yeah, because they poop like 10 to 20 times a day. How much poop are you dealing with 143 children?
Dude, it's like it's
and
like, it's like owning
Katakuri's
like a
poop. Can you
Zach, it's like
imagine
owning
how
like a-
big? Steve, I'm talking about Katakuri's poop. Can you please
yeah, but
hold on a
Zach,
moment?
like yeah, they're like cockatiels. They poop like 20 times a day. That's just how it is.
I understand, but Katakuri is 8 feet tall and eats donuts all the time. How big and
He's like 20 feet
ridiculous
tall,
is his
isn't he?
poop? Yeah, he's very tall. And his is it?
I don't know, Zach. Did you ever measure the the width of his pink donut?
Here's a question. Is Katakuri's poop larger than Luffy? And I leave the question there. Much like Luffy.
You can tell this is a One Piece podcast because we're talking about a character's poop.
Are you kidding? Luffy.
Depends how much fiber's in those donuts he's eating.
Do you think Katakuri is the type of guy who uses his cell phone to take pictures of his shits and send them to his friends?
No,
Yes.
Katakuri is very reserved. I don't see Katakuri doing that.
Nah, everyone's got to have their kink.
Like, whoa, look at this one. Click.
Oven does that.
Oh, Oven does it.
100%. 100%.
God.
Oven.
Oven blows up the bathroom. All right.
Absolutely.
I left a.
He uses
I
the
know, I'm
bidet
not-
and it just turns to steam.
Oh, God.
I'm done. I'm out. What's next?
I like it. Hold on. I love how like Zach's just going balls to the wall. He's like, I'm not here next week. I won't be able to hear anybody complain about this.
Children poop a lot.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be. Yeah, you're gonna be knee deep in.
I'm gonna when you're listening to the next episode, I'm gonna be knee deep in poop,
Yeah,
wading through poop.
waiting. To
So
Stop
much.
this. Stop it. Stop.
All right. We have one.
It's so
Here's
late.
The last one. Here's the last one. And you've been recording podcasts all day. Hips Dare says,
I have.
that's a pretty clever name. Congrats to
Hipster.
Zach on his imminent fatherhood. I just became a dad of twins myself, and the podcast.
Oh no,
has
the
been-
poop. So much poop.
That's double the poop.
It's
You're
double.
gonna be chest deep in poop.
Chew your gum. I just became a dad of twins myself, and the podcast has been a great accompaniment to the middle of the night feeding sessions. If you had to name a baby after a One Piece character, what would be the best and worst options? And if my twins had been girls, Lola and Chiffon wouldn't have been bad. But alas, I had two boys, so welcome to the world, Michael and Hoikel.
Oh, my
man's
man,
my hero. This man's my hero.
Oh,
Oh,
I'd give you a dab if I could.
I would
Yeah,
too.
you know,
I would too.
It's what a topical question considering we just talked about how Zach's naming his child Komachio.
I am naming my child. Come on. Actually, Maddie made me promise I would both hang a picture of Camaccio being an Italian stereotype in my baby's room, and everyone else made me promise I would name my son Camaccio.
You're already hanging decapitated animals in the child's room. What's up with you?
Look, we don't talk about the decapitated animals. They're fake.
Yeah, we don't want
animals.
Zach to be the next Bean Dad. Let's just move along.
I actually have a friend who named their.
Come on, Camacho, run away from the dinosaur.
Actually,
You can do
a
it.
friend of mine who's actually the supervisor on the new Rugrats. His eldest child is named Kuma.
That's amazing.
Yeah, tangentially because his wife's Japanese, so it's like they just call him Bear
Oh, it
for
works.
other
Yeah.
people. But you know,
Yeah.
he's also a One Piece fan.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
also like 20 feet tall.
He's pretty
Um,
He
tall.
likes Bibles.
So what's the worst? What's the worst name?
Never lets that
besides
Bible go.
Caribou?
Naming
Is
a
it-
kid Peeply Lulu.
Amazing.
Wow, you had that ready, Shannon.
It came up in an anime group chat recently. Someone was watching Water 7 for the first time, and everyone was talking about Peeply Lulu, and I forgot his name.
You know, don't name your son Peterman.
Pee pee poo
God.
poo.
I
Yeah, that's right out now.
I wouldn't name a kid Cracker, to be honest with you.
Bad one.
Can you explain why? Or Snack? Snack also probably wouldn't be
Yeah.
great.
No, but then that would be like, what if they become like a very attractive person
What a
when
snack.
they get older? Then everybody, oh, that snack's a snack.
Yeah. No car.
Why would I want people saying that about my kid?
You don't want your kid to be popular? What's wrong with you, Zach?
Popular
God.
kids are the worst. Coming from an extremely popular, no. Joking. Is that it? Alex?
Those are bad names.
That's-
I like the name Robin a lot.
Robin's good.
Robin is good. I have friends who named their kid Robin before they got into One Piece, though, which is funny. Now their kid's into One Piece. Which I think
Nico
really
is actually, I mean, that's a Greek name, right?
It's a boy's name.
It's a boy's name. No?
awesome.
Is that it? We're done with.
Yeah, that's it. I'm trying to think of like a worse name though. Like
Oh, there's
The Pee-Pee Lulu? I don't think
The
you're getting
Cracker's
that.
pretty bad too.
Cracker's bad.
Cracker is really
Cracker's
bad.
bad.
Yeah.
Cracker is extremely bad.
Sodom
There's so
and
many
Gomorrah.
Sodom and Gomorrah also bad.
That's
Sodom
twins.
is-
Sodom and
Sodom is-
Gomorrah.
You know what? I wouldn't want to name my kid Wiper because it'd be untrue.
No, that's aspirational.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I'm gonna
You gotta
name
learn
my kid-
someday.
I'm gonna name my kid Peach Beard. Or what is crap? What's Brownbeard's actual name? Like Beard Rodriguez?
Chadros Beardriguez?
That's
Yeah.
it. That's it.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, that was,
Higueriguez, but it's Beardriguez is what it is.
Yeah.
Chadros.
Wow.
And the Chadros is because the Cha part is brown, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I forget
Wanna-
if that's how Stephen translated it.
You want to know what I don't want to name my kid? Sabo.
Sure.
All right, Ed, it's time too.
Oh, it's Browndros Beardriguez. That's what it is.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, that's the worst name. Brown-dros.
I mean, that also sounds like a like.
Will
a,
it include your last name too?
It also sounds like a slur against like.
And now for the musical stylings of Luther Browndraws.
Yes.
But Rodriguez.
God damn it.
The greatest
This is the most punch drunk episode we've had in a while.
Late.
What's next? Yeah.
All right. So this
Ed.
all right. It's time to piece the tweet. Yeah. Piece the tweet
All
time.
right, what's going on?
First one comes from Dan
Twitter.
Bennard, who says, "Rewatched the I guess he was rewatching Skypiea, and he realized that Ohm's ordeal of iron is a precursor to Doflamingo's birdcage. So I dislike it even more now. Thank you."
I think not too many people stand the priest, but I think Ohm's like everyone's least favorite. People like the dog.
No,
more
Satori
than
is
Ohm.
everyone's least favorite. Come on.
No, I like Satori more than Ohm. So sue me.
Yeah, I'm out.
Hidatsu's the best. That's all you need.
Gadatsu is the best.
Hidatsu's the best, then Satori.
Shura?
Sure's
Man,
okay.
maybe
He's-
Shura is the worst.
No, I wouldn't say
He's
that.
got
No, but
he's got the Dick Dastardly thing going.
Shura
that's
has
funny.
has the cool fight with Gonfall,
Gonfall, yeah.
and Chopper
Yeah.
scaring Chopper.
Yeah,
But Ohm has the dog though.
Yeah,
Ohm
Ohm-
actually has Mutton.
but like, Holy's the best part about Ohm.
Yes.
So, Ed, before you go to the next question, I have a question.
Okay.
The Oscars are going on as we're recording
Oh,
this.
you
right
better
now.
write it out and use the hashtag.
The Oscars are over. This podcast did go longer than the Oscars.
Did it go longer than the Oscars?
Yes.
I knew it would. But trending right now, like Camacho is Pinocchio, and apparently there was a Pinocchio movie that was out, and I had no idea.
Oh god, there's this the latest Disney live action
Oh.
bullshit.
I didn't even
So
know that
many.
happened.
Really?
It's
Tom
apparently.
Hanks is gonna play Geppetto.
Are they getting
Okay,
Jonathan
well.
Taylor Thomas
Oh, wait,
back
they're
as
announcing it,
Pinocchio?
right?
And get this, what's his face? Zemeckis, Robert Zemeckis is directing.
Oh, that's gonna
No,
go
no, 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 no.
No,
not Robert Zemeckis and his toys and his CG. Oh no.
Oh yeah.
Okay, what's the next question, Ed?
Okay, the next question comes from Usopp the Great. He's got a question about Beaver cards. So they are in possession of Beaver cards in 2 binders, and they're wondering how they should organize them. How many cards per binder? I see there are going to be multiple copies of some. Just stack them up, or gonna need more. I don't think you're gonna need more binders, because if you have both the original binders, that'll fit all the cards that have come out already. And pretty much, I just put them in chronological order, except for at the beginning of the second binder, I have all the post time skip Straw Hat designs, and also the Sunny is in the second binder. So the binder always starts with a crew of Straw Hats.
Yeah, that's what I did. Though I think aren't we getting more VV cards now?
And a new
though?
binder.
Yes.
So there's going to be.
I
Yes.
assume
So you should
new
probably
ones.
get a new binder. Yeah.
Always worth a new binder.
And
What's
if
the-
we're all getting like Wano straw hats, then maybe you could just have them at the beginning of the new binder.
Mhm. The 2 that were in that Jump magazine are in the what is it, like the tabs, the organization pack or whatever it's
the
called.
tabs.
Yeah.
I can't get you a tab unless you pay for something.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Next one comes from. Does anyone else have any suggestions about Beaver cards? Does everyone else have them? Or
No, that's how I do it.
I have them, but I didn't separate the Straw Hats. I just keep them all together.
No, yeah,
I
I
think
went
I-
in order.
in order?
I've got mine by number. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
numerically.
That's
I
what
have
mine
a
are,
time
except
skip.
for the Straw Hats.
Yeah. I have a pre-time skip, post-time skip binder. The
Pretty
pre-time
much.
skip is very
Yeah.
big.
So-
The
Though I
post-time skip's
think
not.
The one thing-
I think it's a little lopsided.
Yeah.
I think the first binder, it might go into the time skip, but like early Fishman Island stuff, because there's just not enough room.
Yeah, the one thing I found most challenging, I think my first binder goes all the way to Thriller Bark and then forward. For
Yeah,
second
my
binder.
second binder starts with Sabati.
Yeah.
Okay, that's probably what mine does.
Yeah,
too.
the one thing I have that's most challenging is
Before
the
the war.
group of numbers for characters. I usually like put the first number where it would go chronologically in between all the
Yeah.
other numbers. So then it's like
Pretty
if I
much.
yeah,
Those are all minor characters anyway. So
right.
all right. Next one comes from Nick Fridge, who says Otama is the MVP of the Wano arc. She's pretty good. Yeah.
She's great.
As far as new characters introduced in Wano, she is pretty good.
Mhm.
All right, next one comes from PDX Anime, who says Big Mom seems obsessed with naming her elemental homies after Greek gods and titans. If you had a homie, what god would you name it after, and what would the homie be?
I thought we got this question. Am
You
I
didn't say
wrong?
what the
Similar
homie was
question.
though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would just like have a flagon of wine called Bacchus, and it would just pour constantly into my face and would replenish itself because it's magic.
Ooh.
I would have one called feta that just regenerated
That's not a
itself
god.
as cheese.
That's
I
not
don't
a god.
care. I don't care. It's
How,
Greek.
how
I don't-
insensitive are you, Zach?
Better
I
go for
don't-
those.
It's a god now.
It's gotta go for
I would
that.
love that. I would actually love that.
I just thought I would get a talking hammer named Hephaestus.
Alex, is there a Greek god of food that could just give me food all the time?
Isn't hedonism bot?
I can't think of anything, but I think Dionysus or Bacchus in Roman gods. That's like the
God of party.
I don't want
god
a
of
Roman
parties.
god.
You could
I
you could have
wouldn't
the
mind-
goat god Pan. He would bring you goat cheese.
I don't want goat cheese.
That's
What
what,
do I
feta
look like?
is. What are
I
you
don't-
talking about?
No, feta is
I
cow
wouldn't-
cheese.
Oh well.
I think.
I wouldn't mind having like a Zeus just so I could have my own Kintone. Like,
Mm.
who wouldn't want that? Go
Feta.
to school.
Oh, you're
Orange
right.
Star High.
Feta is Greek. I mean, feta is goat. I thought feta was.
Oh my God, Zach! Jesus
All right,
Christ!
I want to move
Oh
on
my
to the
God.
next one.
Okay, it's been a long
Ma-
day.
Manadork
It's not clear.
says, "Who takes a punch the best? Bellamy, Charlos, or Page One?"
Well, Bellamy because he got. Well, I'd say page
No, he
one.
took it the
because
worst.
Page one got back up.
Yeah.
Yeah, do
Oh,
we
you're talking
mean
about
like
the current one.
Oh no,
so,
Big
like,
Mom punched him on the last page.
psychologically take a punch or like physically take it? Because Bellamy is the worst at physically taking it, but
Yes.
I mean, he
True.
was pretty brave to take it the way that he did.
Yeah.
I mean,
Well, Charlos was the
they all
most satisfying
survived.
to get punched, so that's the best one.
Mm.
Really.
Yeah.
Maybe it's Carlos then.
All All right, Nefertari Salem says, Sanji is the devil leg, Zoro is the demon aura, Luffy is the natural enemy of the gods. Well, the D could stand for demon or devil.
Oh man, this question is about like 3 episodes too late. You know, you missed out on 666. Man. That was the
That's
time.
true. That's true.
All right, Gabe Ruiz says, is Oda hinting at Luffy dying at the end of the series from pushing his body past its limits, plus the fortune teller scene that he cut from Loketown? Or did he find a way to stop that by using Law's fruit to do the immortality ability on Luffy after Law learns what D means? Well, that's just a lot of speculation there.
I can't see Luffy wanting to be immortal. That
doesn't sound
I think
fun.
that no.
All right, next one comes from Shaheen, who says, congratulations, goodbye to you, Zach. You and Trivia will be missed. Now that Wano is officially the longest arc in the series, I feel like Dressrosa didn't have to be that long. I'm not fatigued at Wano. What were the predictions when the Wano arc? What were the predictions when the Wano arc is going to end? You should probably answer this because you're leaving.
Okay, so what are my predictions? But we already have the list.
No, we have the list.
Yeah.
Zach, the list.
Give me a minute. Go to the next question.
All right, so this is the last question, and then we'll come back to that one. This is the last one. Why does Big Mom, the largest... Soman writes in to say, why does Big Mom, the largest emperor, not simply eat the other 4?
Shannon got broke over this question already.
I thought it was really funny when I read it on Twitter. It's really good.
It's true, though.
Big Mom hungry.
It'll get
that was the last question.
Yeah, this might take me a while to find. I had it earlier, but I cleaned up, so...
I mean, we can answer the other part of it, why they're not suffering from fatigue. Mostly because Wano was pacing away where it did act breaks. So when you got too bored with what was going on in Wano, you cut around to what's going on in the rest of the world.
But there's nothing that's felt as interminable as the birdcage.
That's also true.
I think you guys are all silly.
That's
we're the least
story device
silly.
I
That's
had
the
enough
problem.
of.
The birdcage?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Namek.
I think
planet
also-
Namek exploding forever.
Also, the goal in Wano has always been we get to Onigashima, we take out Kaido. It's while Dressrosa was all over the place. We win the Flame Fruit at the Coliseum, but then we got to knock out Sugar, but then we got to take out Doflamingo, and then now Doflamingo's over here, and now he's up on a mountain, and now we got to do this and that, and then we got to go to Green Bit. Yeah, there were so many goals.
But Doflamingo was always the goal. I mean, none of us thought like, the plan was gonna go as planned. And Doflamingo's a manipulator. The whole point of the string fruit is to manipulate and to cause the division. So,
you know what? Maybe it's just there was a little bit of fatigue with Dressrosa because by the time we're reaching its climax, half the cast are all brand new characters that aren't just quite as lovable as the Straw Hats.
And I also think a lot of people didn't foresee the whole Straw Hat Grand Fleet coming because they were like, why are we spending time with these assholes? Well, now we know. Because
I still say that to myself sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's gonna do it for Piece Together. Why don't we round off into a little bit of trivia, and I'll eventually find the list of... Yeah. All right. Been the One Piece Podcast, episode 668 for April 26th, 2021, and we're still here talking about One Piece. Believe it or not. Thank you all this was a really fun episode. If you haven't, please check out the Fight Together series. We are in season 2 right now. Episode 7 about transgender representation comes out on May 5th. 5th for everyone. And on Patreon, our film and media podcast will be coming out next. That includes guests Alex, Joey Weiser, and V from the Toho Yara podcast. It is the crossover sensation you have been waiting for. There's also Forced to Watch 4 Kids. Alex, tell us a little bit about that.
Horse Watch for Kids is our Patreon-only podcast where me and Steve Yurko go through every episode of the God-forsaken 4Kids dub of One Piece from the early 2000s. We are, I don't know, I guess a fourth of the way through or something. I don't know. We've hit Loguetown. It sucks. But we make it fun, and we make it funny for you, the viewer or listener, or whatever. It's great. Right, Steve?
Yes, we are having fun.
I'm glad the
Well,
title really worked out there.
You heard it. You heard it right there, folks, straight from the horse's mouth.
We snaw.
Anyway, please check all that out, and please subscribe to us on Patreon at patreon.com/One Piece Podcast. Yeah, I think that's it. Shannon, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at Plenty of Alcoves. If you go on YouTube and you look up Fake Friends Parasocial or look up Street Movies, you can find me. And I'm the film correspondent for Struggle Session at Struggle Sesh, and I'm a player on Critical Bits at Critical Bitcast.
Brian, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter, Dark King Zoro, all one word. Check out Animation Success Stories Podcast, ASS Podcast, for animation interviews from other animation professionals.
Alex, where can people find you?
Find me on Twitter at dude exclamation all one word. Listen to me on Toho Yaro, a Japanese Film Club podcast, the aforementioned Japanese Film Club podcast that I do with Joey and V. And check out twitch.tv/superartfight for older art fight stuff. And keep your eye on our Twitter at superartfight for stuff coming in the future.
Steve.
SteveYurko.com, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at SteveYurko.
Ed, where could the good people find us? I tell to everyone, right? Did I miss Sam? Sam's not here right now.
Sam should be here next week, unfortunately.
Yeah.
All right. You can be found at Zach_Logan on Twitter. I am Edward E. One Piece on Twitter. I'm also at Weeb Trailers. Podcasts can be found at OnePiecePodcast.com, Twitter.com, YouTube.com, and Facebook.com/OnePiecePodcast. Please support us, Patreon.com/OnePiecePodcast. OnePiecePodcast@gmail.com is our email address. You can subscribe on SoundCloud, subscribe on Spotify, iHeartRadio, subscribe, rate, and review on Apple Podcasts, or call us on our phone number, Zach.
And that phone number is 347-497-MAGI. That phone number again, 347-497-6254. Call anytime.
Anytime.
With your questions, comments, theories, or why the thumb longer would have been a great invention. If only. If only. So, that's not going to quite do it because we have a little bit of trivia.
Just a little bit.
It's time for, let's say, the 7th annual Ben Wild Trivia. And do you have any sound effects for us, Alex, here? That was the shortest applause I have ever heard.
I guess it's warranted.
Deservedly so. Thank you. So we're gonna do. You done?
Yes.
Okay. So let's get on with it. Hey, podcast, it's that time of year again. The world's largest trivia contest is going on again. He writes, keeping with the tradition, here are my questions. And as always, $20 for every right answer given. I will be the one giving the final answers. We could all discuss. I don't have the answers. So we are going to have to come up with this, and Ben will write in next time, and Steve or Ed will let us know how much money we won. Ready?
Right.
Okay, Ed is ready. First question, how many sweets did Luffy claim to eat on Fishman Island?
Oh, God. 300?
All of them?
That's what I was going to say.
It was hundreds of pounds. It was like 500 pounds of candy. Like, because this has to be a Big Mom-sized amount of candy.
Yeah, it needs to be a large.
I say 500 pounds.
I don't remember.
Any other thoughts here? Are we gonna? Is that gonna be our
5
final
tons?
answer?
I think all of them is a good answer, honestly.
Should we go with all of
Yeah, I mean,
them?
Technically correct.
He does say that. He does say I ate all of them.
Okay. I mean, I'm assuming
Yeah, I don't
cheating
remember
on
if there
that
was a
one.
specific decimal of pounds or tons or
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Our final answer will be all of them. It doesn't. He says how much sweets did Luffy claim to eat, but I don't know if that's clear enough. So
Well,
at least $10 seems reasonable here. I don't know if that all of them will be our final answer. Question 2. Mont Blanc Cricket has a tattoo on his left arm. What does it say? I think I asked this question.
It says Maron on it.
I thought that's what it said.
Wait,
For Krillin's girlfriend.
Yeah,
Cricket.
that's right.
Mont Blanc Cricket.
No,
Oh my!
it's for
How
Chestnut.
come none of you ever say his daughter first? His daughter. His daughter is the canon character.
Right,
I don't know what you're
his
talking about, Steve.
girlfriend.
His daughter is not going to appear in a popular Patreon series for the One Piece podcast.
Well, his
I didn't
girlfriend
mention
in a
that.
filler arc was Maron, but his daughter is Maron.
They're the same. It's the same
Yeah,
name.
it's the
It's the
same,
same fucking name.
Steve.
No, it was her name. She has 2 R's in her name. It was pointed out in Dragon Ball
Ours
Z.
don't exist in Japan.
How is this?
The answer is Maron.
Mark man.
Yeah.
So that is going to be our final answer.
no, his other tattoo says WTF.
Marin specifically relating though to the girlfriend in Dragon Ball Z, I think. Question 3: What number battle Frankie do we see in the see first in Frankie's flashback?
That's a good one.
Oh.
16?
I want to say it's a teen for sure.
I don't. That sounds fine to me. Does anyone else have another?
I've seen Water 7 so many times. I don't remember.
I don't know.
Steve,
I'm not
Ed?
confident in anything, so maybe 16. Maybe Alex
16.
is right.
16 is going to be
12
our
or
final
16.
answer.
Yeah,
then?
because I know the ones that attack the judgeship are like 20, like 25, 20 something.
Right. 16 we'll keep with that. I'm fine with that. I endorse that answer. Question 4 out of 5. How many does a Bon Cherry Bubble bike cost to own?
Oh god,
Oh.
he went with all numbers this year. It's crap.
He did. Yeah.
Oops, all numbers. 300 berries? Is that too little?
No,
Yeah,
because
that's-
that would be like $3.
Wait, no,
Right.
that would be to rent it. To buy it would be like
Yeah,
10,000 or
it's more
something.
expensive.
10,000 is a number they would use in Japanese. I think that's the way the decimals break down.
Mm-hmm.
It's as if you're saying cents. That's how. That's
Right.
a good way to.
So it'd be like $100, kind of.
I'll let Ed answer that one.
Okay, so you
It's
said
a nice
what,
round number.
10
I would go with 10,000.
you said 10,000. Okay.
Yeah, because you take off the
Over
last two
10,000.
digits, it's 100, right?
It sounds fine. And we're in berries here. We're not in like Skypea where it's like Extols or some insane thing. Question 5, last one here. In movie number 4, what is the password to enter the Dead End Race gathering place?
This isn't
it's-
even canon. Come on.
It's 200 berries in terms of coins. That's what it is. You
Alright.
give them that's what you place on the bar. 200.
Does anyone
berry
else have a
coins.
strong opinion otherwise?
I don't know if
we'll go
I've
with
seen that one.
I think I saw
It's
this
awesome.
I have, but it's
15
been a
years
long
ago.
time.
Yeah,
an
it's been
awesome
a long
one.
time.
It's
I
really
did
good.
like
It's a
it.
ver- I liked it a lot. I just haven't seen it because it isn't officially available. Like since I originally saw it. All right. What did you say again?
It's 200 berries, but in like coin form, like 200 berry coins.
No, but it said what is the password to enter?
That is the password.
it's
like,
just 200 berries.
It's like
Okay.
So it is
Yeah.
oops all numbers.
It is oops all numbers. Oh god. Wait, so the first one, do we want to like correct that? The how many sweets did Luffy claim to eat
No,
on
I
Fishman Island?
think he would be trying to trick us.
Yeah, okay.
I don't know.
Wouldn't he have put that at the end then? You know what? I'm not going to think about this too much. Oops, all numbers has ended. Before we go, I did not find the index card I was looking for, but I did find out what you're all ministers of. Steve, you're the minister of weebs.
Yeah.
So congratulations on that. Ed, you're the minister of bread.
Hey,
Um,
good one.
we have a few people who aren't here. Alex, I guess you weren't on the episode we determined ministers back in the day. This did come up
Yeah.
earlier though, so it's
Alex,
it's
the
related.
minister of
Skrillex.
Calyx.
Calyx, the
Calyx.
IKEA the IKEA furniture that you can put vinyl records on.
Sam was the minister of ham. Miles, who's now working at what, all the anime, or what's the British
the
brand?
British distributor.
Minister of Files, and that actually is correct. He's a CFO. Joey is Minister of Bowie. I assume of the David variety.
David Bowie.
Denister is Denister.
Denister.
He better change his Twitter handle to that. Dennis is the Minister of Menace, which I guess works. And I am the Minister, Zach, the Minister of Smack.
Zach, the minister of Baby Got Back.
Because of all the poop. Anyway, that'll do it. We're going to see you next week. Steve, can you give us a little hint of what you'll be doing on next week's episode?
I ain't promising anything. Why did you do that?
We're going to talk about the anime. The anime is good.
Yeah.
It could be anime related because there's no chapter.
Exactly.
Again, can you take us out, Alex?
Sure.
What is he, keyboard cat?
Yes. My name is Zach.
My name is Ed.
My name is Steve.
And my name is Alex.
Mamma mia.
I'll see you later. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Zach.